Sleepy town settled for the night, where every lawn is tailored just right. And it's about time that the back porch light comes on. At that house down the street, at that house on Magnolia Street.
Hey, witch, hey.
Hey, witch, hey, I'm Justina.
I'm Christina. Welcome to Magnolia Street. We are your one and only musically inspired practical magic fandom podcast.
I was gonna keep going with the
Well,
welcome to Magnolia Street.
You have the chops for that. I don't have the vocals.
I'm sorry, I'm clearing my voice. All right, so yes, every week we deep dive on different aspects of the movie and the books, as well as treat your ears to our very own practical magic inspired original music, which reminds me, I have to get back to Mike about shit.
Me too. Never listened to it last night.
Yeah.
That'll be the goal today. So today, by popular demand over on our Patreon, this request was made a while ago. So thanks for being so patient, but we're going to talk about auras today. And we have so much to tell you as far as like history, photography, our experience with it. But if reading is more your thing, if you would like a free deep dive about auras, you can check out the link that will be in our notes. It's a book by Jesse Charles Fremont Grabine, and it's called Auras and Colors, an Esoteric System of Teachings Concerning Halos, Areolas, and the Nimbus. It was free on archive.net, but it was 90 plus pages, but it covers the observation, interpretation, and significance of auras and colors, talks about various contexts, possible spiritual, metaphysical, and scientific. There are some core themes and key insights, the nature of auras, interpretation of the colors, historical and cultural perspectives, science and philosophical inquiry, and practical applications, and some of which we're going to talk about today. But as you know, we like to pull from many different sources, so you're going to get the whole spectrum instead of just one book.
I like what you did there. The spectrum.
Ah, yeah, colors.
Auras like rainbows. But like, wait, did you say areola before?
Yeah,
what? Is it aureola? Because isn't areola like your nipple?
Aureola?
Aureola, yeah.
Oreo. Have you seen the TikTok of the Oreo guy? He's like an Asian guy.
No.
Oreo. I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. But... Aureola.
Yeah. I just don't want people to think we were talking about nipples.
Boobies.
I mean, unless they want us to.
Yeah.
So an aura is the unseen field of energy that surrounds every living being, also known as the human energy field, HEF. It is a magnetic field composed of vibrations that interact with light, emotions, and consciousness. Every atom, thought, and aspect of consciousness in the universe is made of vibrations, and the aura is an electrophotonic vibration in response to these energies. Instead of being a single entity, an aura consists of 7 interconnected layers that reflect the physical, emotional, rational, astral, and divine components of a person. Each individual's aura is unique, representing their personal energy and influencing their ability to connect with others. While most people's auras extend within a 3-foot radius, generally 18 inches to 2 feet from the body, those who have experienced significant trauma or tragedy may have larger auras. Auras are dynamic and can shift with changes in mood, emotional states, and consciousness. While typically composed of multiple colors, one color often emerges as dominant and represents core qualities or emotions. Even non-living things can possess an aura, which is more static but can be altered through conscious intent. Is that like holding an object and kind of like feeling its vibe a little bit?
Just like psychometry. Yeah, it has a different name, but I'm wondering if some people I'm sure can hold something and get a color from it.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, definitely. Or like people with synesthesia who like hear colors with sounds and, different words and numbers.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah, it's crazy what our brains can do. Though invisible to the naked eye, clairvoyants can perceive auras, and they can sometimes be captured through techniques like Kirlian photography. Each color within the aura holds specific meanings, revealing energy patterns, blockages, or emotional states. However, the process of seeing and interpreting auras begins with self-awareness. We perceive our own energy field first, which acts as a lens through which we view others. By understanding our own aura and its layers, we can better connect with others and gain insights into their energy and emotions. I always think about that quote from, what was that movie, Almost Famous? with Firuza Balk, where
Mm-hmm.
the kid's on the phone with his mom, and like in the background, she's like, "Your aura is purple,
Yeah.
purple." She's like screaming about your aura.
I like what you read that last little bit because if this is something you can do or something you want to get into, we're going to talk about like strengthening that. But it makes sense that if you have like a hazy aura yourself that's not clear or you're not clear on, it's almost like looking through dirty sunglasses or dirty glasses. Try to figure out somebody else's
Mm-hmm.
energy that
Yeah.
way. So I guess as soon as you're connected to yours, that gets more clear. This also reminds me of our discussion with Karen Awad when we
Mm-hmm.
talked about breaking the ancestral generational curse, how she was talking about the different fields and how far they are from your body and clearing that. That is what it reminds me of.
Fascinating.
So I guess there's a few different types of aura bodies. So there's the physical body aura layer, and the physical body aura is the layer closest to the skin and is associated with overall bodily health. It is rejuvenated when we sleep. There's the emotional body, and this is the layer that is linked to your emotions. And so it is in the state of continuous change. It will appear dull or cloudy if you are experiencing emotional turmoil. There's your mental Laura, goddamn, mental lower aura layer. And in this plane, it represents all your thoughts and mental processes. It is the center of your logic, reasoning, and thoughts, which is stimulated by learning, reading, and activities requiring concentration. Your astral body houses your spiritual health, selflessness, self compassion, and capacity to love. It is the bridge between your upper and lower layers and contains the most powerful healing energies as it is linked to your heart chakra. You can stimulate this layer through meditation, unconditional love, and shamanic practices. Etheric body aura layer. This layer holds your psychic abilities. It grows brightly when we teach, share, connect with others on a spiritual level, and connect through your throat chakra. That is like our show, right?
Yeah.
Celestial body auras. This plane is linked to your third eye, your dreams, intuition, and connection to the divine. Your sensitivity and awareness are heightened by this layer. Meditation, spiritual practices, and unconditional love can help stimulate this layer. And then there's the casual body layer, and this is the outermost layer. This is the template which holds all the planes together and is thus the blueprint for your spiritual path. And this corresponds to our crown chakra and harmonizes all the other layers to guide you on your spiritual path. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Do you feel like as a result of the show and the music that, we're creating, do you feel like that's opened your throat chakra at all?
It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot. Even 3 years later doing this show, I feel like talking to you, I can kind of focus in what I want to say. And you're very patient with my mouth does not keep up with my brain. My throat chakra needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I remember you saying like when we started this podcast how like you were always growing up, you were always afraid to speak up and like have your voice heard and like.
Yeah, totally.
So I was wondering if this podcast and all the stuff that we're creating and going into the studio and singing,
Mhm.
if that, if you feel like that has helped you open up to speaking your mind more.
I think a little bit because the last time we were in the studio, you had like a hold my hand moment. You had like a come back to Jesus moment. You didn't physically take my hands, but I feel like that you did that. You were like, I know you have this history, but you're gonna have to fucking get over that.
I never said that.
You didn't say it that way, but it was like the tough love moment of like,
Yeah.
this is something beautiful that we have created together, and use that tool that you feel is weak, strengthen it by doing this with me. And I felt very supported. So thank you.
I gave you a stress ball and I was like, now get to the mic, bitch.
And a pencil. Do you remember I was keeping time by stabbing my leg with the eraser end? I had black and blue polka dots all over my thigh, but it worked.
That's so funny.
Pain.
Yeah. But I'm glad that I could help you with that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What about you? How do you feel?
I do feel like, yeah, getting back to, because like for a long time, like a good 10 years, I shut my music away. And that was my voice for the longest time, is like getting my voice out there, writing music, singing my songs. It makes you so vulnerable to like sing your feelings to the world at an open mic, at a bar where people don't give a fuck what you're singing. They just want to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a really strong person to be able to get up there and do that and not let those things kind of cloud your confidence. And then when you're trying to do it for a living and you're shopping to labels and you keep hearing no, that really breaks down that confidence.
Yeah.
So for a long time, I shut that down and I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Mm.
So like I thought like, my throat chakra went from really open to like non-existent. Like I was afraid to even like put my voice. I mean, like I guess I was kind of putting it out there with my YouTube channel because I was still doing videos and like putting stuff out into the world and
Mhm.
using my platform. But as far as my music, which is like my sole bread and butter, like I really feel like this project has opened that up again. So I do
Yeah.
feel like this has helped for sure.
And as far as like your stage versus your YouTube, like that's so much more vulnerable because you don't have the control like you do on YouTube of editing.
Right.
So they get you raw and real up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Exactly. Yeah.
Good. Well, it's growth for both of us. It's
I
great.
know.
It's great.
Wild journey it's
I know.
been.
Let's keep it up.
So, we're gonna get into the books now. Just off the bat, there's nothing in the movie that's really aura related. The only thing that I can really think of is that in the books we'll talk about Kylie, because Kylie can see auras, but she can also see spirits and ghosts, and she also sees Jimmy's presence in the book. So I guess if you want to connect that with the film, Kylie can also see Jimmy's spirit in the film.
Yes.
No aura really, but she does see his spirit, so that is kind of connected, right? Seeing things from the spiritual plane.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah,
And
that's the only thing I could think of.
in a couple weeks, we're going to dive into like the color theory behind the scenes in the film. So I
Mhm.
think there we might touch more in on like why they chose this color to back this character or why this color was put on that character. So that might have some crossover too.
Cool. Is there anything else you could think of as far as the film goes that I might be missing as far as auras or anything like that?
Hmm. Not that I can think of for as somebody who just watches the film for fun. I think our job doing this, like we've seen Irene at the back door, and you can clearly see her desperation through like the
Mm.
color behind her.
Mm.
But that's the only other thing. But definitely Jimmy showing up for Kylie. She's the only one who can see him. So that was a
Right.
cool tie-in that
Yeah.
she can do in the
Yeah.
book too.
Definitely. All right. So then, since there's nothing really else in the film, unless anybody else can think of anything, if you guys want to write us, we're at magnoliastreetpodcast@gmail.com or we're on the Instagram. So if you see the slide for this episode, comment under there if you can think of anything else that we missed, and we'll talk about it on the next episode. But as far as the books, we're going to get into Practical Magic, which was the first book that was released. This says, anything can happen. Kylie sees that now. All across the lawn, there are fireflies and heat waves. Kylie stretches out one hand and fireflies collect in her palm. As she shakes them off and they rise into the air, she wonders if she has something other people don't. Intuition or hope. She wouldn't know what to call it. Perhaps what she has is a simple ability to know that something has changed and is changing still under this dark and starry sky.
It's a beautiful
And
description of a summer evening.
yeah, and really quick, when I first got the Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle deck by Granted by the Moon, he includes, which we're going to talk about later when we do our card pull, or card read rather, because there is an Auras card, but the card is called Firefly. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And when I first got this deck, I hadn't read the books in who knows how long. So I like that was like that wasn't hitting
The
hitting
hell?
for me. So I did like a whole like video about the deck, and I think Joseph even commented like before we even had like a friendship with him, like he commented just me as a stranger to him, like, and he was like it's in the books, it's in the books. So
Oh,
okay, so I had to go back and like read the book. And but like I didn't realize that the whole bit about the firefly, because he names the car Firefly, but on the bottom, the one of the keywords is auras.
that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's like the very first little inkling that she has something special.
Right. So that's this whole passage right here talking about the fireflies. I didn't realize that it like there are actual fireflies, because when I first saw this card, I was looking back through the film. I was like, are there fireflies that I missed? Maybe in the field when Sally was kissing Gary at the end, did I miss some fireflies? But no, it's only the book.
Clever, Joseph.
Yeah. So we will read the meaning of that card in a little bit when we do our card pull, but I just thought that was funny. This next mention is on page 111, and this says, Kylie has always been able to read people, even those who close themselves up tight. But now that she's turned 13, her meager talent has intensified. All evening she has been seeing colors around people, as though they were illuminated from within, just like fireflies. The green edge of her sister's jealousy, the black aura of fear when her mother saw that she looked like a woman, not a little girl. These bands of color seemed so real to Kylie that she has tried to reach out her hand and touch them, but the colors bleed into the air and disappear. And now, as she stands in her own backyard, she sees that the lilacs, those beautiful things, have an aura all their own, and it's surprisingly dark. It's purple! Her aura is purple!
Here it is. It's purple!
The aura is purple, but it seems like a blood-stained relic, and it drifts upward like smoke. So it's funny that you could see the aura of the lilacs
Of
as
a
well.
plant.
All
Yeah.
right, so this next one says, all of a sudden, Kylie doesn't feel quite so grown up. She has the desire to be in her own bed. She even finds herself wishing that time could go backward, at least for a bit. But that never happens. Things can't be undone. It's ridiculous, but Kylie could swear there was a stranger out here in the yard. She backs up to the door and turns the handle, and just before she goes inside, she looks across the lawn and sees him. Kylie blinks, but sure enough, he's still there, under the arch of the lilacs, and he looks sort of like the man no one in her right mind would want to run into on a night as dark as this. He has a lot of nerve to be on a private property, to treat this yard as his own, but clearly, he doesn't give a damn about such things as decorum and good behavior. He's sitting there waiting, and whether Kylie or anyone else approves or disapproves doesn't much matter. He's there all right, admiring the night through his gorgeous cold eyes, ready to make somebody pay. So, in this passage, not really anything pertaining to the aura, but this is about his spirit that she could see.
That's right. Yeah. It's interesting. It's almost scarier because in this, they live in a suburban area. This is not like in the movie. Sally lives in like the quintessential little suburb, surrounded by people, right? And an evening, shit's going on. Dogs are barking, kids are riding their bike. So there's like a sense of safety. But then there's this man in the yard. Whereas if this happened in the movie, they're so remote, there's no, you're on your own, right?
Yeah.
Their little island house, they're on their own, but here, like they're supposed to be safe, surrounded by people.
Right.
But they're not.
Yeah, I feel like even if I was surrounded by people, if I saw some like dude that, I didn't even know, but he's like translucent, I would
Giving you the bombastic side eye.
I would freak the fuck out. And especially if the lilacs are like pumping out their auras, like, what the fuck, man? I think I would shit a brick. So, remote or not, I think like she's like, oh yeah, we're fucked. See, we're at here. Okay, so page 126. She squints her gray-green eyes to see through the glass. She has particular interest in these two women since they've come to stand on the sidewalk each night for weeks. The older woman has a white aura around her, as though snow were falling above her alone. The girl, who is her granddaughter and who has just graduated from college, has little pink sparks of confusion rising off her skin. They are here to weep for the same man, the older woman's son, the girl's father, someone who went from boyhood to manhood without ever changing his attitude, convinced till the last minute that the universe revolved around him alone. The women on the sidewalk spoiled him, both of them, then blamed themselves when he was careless enough to kill himself in a motorboat in Long Island Sound. Now they're drawn to the lilacs because the flowers remind them of a June night years ago when the girl was still tender and awkward and the woman still had thick black hair. There's a lot of boating accidents in this story. What is that?
It's interesting that she intuitively knows what the colors mean. And I guess that's maybe like when you start reading tarot, you learn with the book, but eventually the cards start meaning their own things to you.
Right.
Sounds like kind of right away, these different colors, like the pink sparks are confusion. And we associate green with jealousy for her sister, but all these other colors she's pulling in, she's like, I know what that means right away.
Yeah. Did it say before, I don't remember, that this only started happening to her on her 13th birthday? I'm wondering, like, or if it was something that she had all through childhood and then just got stronger when she turned 13.
I think it happened when she was 13.
Okay.
Because it doesn't mention anything before that.
Because I was saying, like, if she did have this as a child, then, this is a gift that she's come to know and learn, and, like, she's probably already had her system of colors down by the time she turned 13. Yeah. And then, like, when, I guess puberty hits, she's becoming a woman, she's stepping more into her power, so that might make sense, too.
Yeah, that might have been a choice on Alice's part, but I don't know if the aunts brought her out, like, to the garden as a baby, maybe instilling that magic a little bit, but it doesn't really pinpoint anything specifically relating to auras before this birthday thing.
Okay. Yeah. This passage that I just read on 126 about these women standing at, I guess, their son's grave or whatever.
They're just at the lilacs because at
Oh,
the Owen's house because they remind them of that June night years ago, I
got
guess.
it. Got it, got it, got it. I was like, yeah, who are these women and what do they do?
And what do they do?
I was like, okay, so is like Kylie just acknowledging them or just
Yeah,
okay.
peeking through the window.
All right. All right, so this next passage says, no matter where she goes, to the market on an errand or the town pool for an afternoon swim, she is confronted with people's innermost emotions, which seep from their skins to billow out and float above them like clouds. Just yesterday, Kylie passed an old woman walking her ancient poodle, which was crippled by arthritis and could barely move. This woman's grief was so overpowering, she would take the dog to the animal hospital by the end of the week to put it out of its misery. That Kylie found she could not take another step. She sat down on the curb and she stayed there until dusk, and when she finally walked home, she felt dizzy and weak.
Mm.
That's gotta be a lot to handle, is dealing with other people's auras of grief. Like,
That empathic, she does not have her safety walls yet.
right.
Yeah, she's just
Yeah.
letting everything in.
That's yeah, definitely. So this next passage says, most of all, Kylie wishes that the man in their backyard would go away. He's out there right now as Antonia heads for the kitchen, humming to fetch herself a snack. Kylie can see him from the window that allows a view of both the front and the side yards. Bad weather never affects him. If anything, he relishes black skies and wind. The rain doesn't bother him in the least. It seems to go right through him, with each drop turning a luminous blue. His polished boots have just the slightest film of dirt. His white shirt looks starched and pressed. All the same, he's been making a mess of things. Every time he breathes, horrible things come out of his mouth. Little green frogs, drops of blood, chocolates wrapped in pretty foil, but with poisonous centers that give off a foul odor each time he breaks one in half. Hey, is that those belladonna truffles?
Ooh, she doesn't think that is abnormal.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's wrecking things just by snapping his fingers. He's making things fall apart. Inside the walls, the pipes are rusting. The tile floor in the basement is turning to dust. The coils of the refrigerator have been twisted, and nothing will stay fresh. The eggs are spoiling inside their shells. The cheeses have all turned green. So this man in the garden has no aura of his own, but he often reaches to dip his hand into the purple-red shadow above him, then smears the aura of the lilacs all over himself. Do you think the lilac aura is like giving him power?
Yeah, because these women are going to the lilacs and like pumping their grief into the lilacs, and maybe that's he's pulling from their energy to make himself strong.
He's an energy vampire
Yeah.
from
So him and Jillian are perfect together.
Yeah. He's the Dracula cowboy. No one but Kylie can see him, but he's still able to call all these women out of their houses. He's the one who whispers to them late at night while they're sleeping in their beds. Baby, he says, even to the ones who never thought they'd hear a man talk to them this way again. He gets inside a woman's mind, and he stays there until she finds herself crying on the sidewalk, crazy for the scent of lilacs. And even then, he's not going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. He's definitely not through. So yeah, it's like he's like siphoning their energy by luring them to these lilacs.
Colin Robinson. You watch that show?
No, what is that?
You don't watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I never finished it though, so
They're still going. They're on like season 6.
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Mhm.
I have to pick that one back up. So this one's on page 129. Kylie has been watching him ever since her birthday. So I'm guessing her 13th birthday, right? That's the one they're talking about in the book. She understands that no one else can see him, although the birds sense him and avoid the lilacs, and the squirrels stop dead in their tracks whenever they get too close. Bees, on the other hand, have no fear of him. They seem attracted to him. They hover near, and anyone who came too close to him would surely risk a sting, maybe even 2. The man in the garden is easier to see on rainy days or late at night when he appears out of thin air like a star you've been staring at but only now see right in the center of the sky. He doesn't eat or sleep or drink, but that doesn't mean there aren't things he wants. His wanting is so strong Kylie can feel it, like bands of electricity shaking up the air around him. Just recently, he has taken to staring back at her. She gets terrified whenever he does this. She gets cold right through her skin. He's doing it more and more, staring and staring. It doesn't matter where she is, behind the kitchen window or on the path to the back door. He can watch her 24 hours a day if he likes, since he never has to blink. Not even for a second. Not anymore. That's creepy.
That's fucking creepy.
That's creepy as hell. And I think it's interesting how, like, the bees are not affected by him at all.
Mm-hmm. And we had a whole bee episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. I don't remember talking about that bit about the bees protecting him.
I know we read this passage, but I don't know
Yeah.
why out of all the things we learned why
Yeah.
they would not be affected by him or him by them.
Right.
Did I tell you my sister-in-law keeps bees now?
No.
Guess what her name is?
Uh,
Melissa.
Melissa.
Like the Melissae, the bee, like the beekeeper priestesses, the Melissae, Melissa.
I've totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Podcast brain.
I was like, what about that?
I need to go back and listen to our episodes. I feel like we talk about stuff and then it goes whoop.
I mean, it's something like personal to me. That's the only reason I
Oh,
remember, you
the
know?
Melissa. Yes. Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember that.
Melissa. Okay.
All right, so this last passage in Practical Magic, this says, they may never talk about tonight, and yet all the same, it will change everything. Years from now, they'll think of each other on dark nights, they'll telephone one another for no particular reason, and they won't want to hang up, even when there's nothing left to say. They're not the same people they were an hour ago, and they never will be. They know each other too well to turn back now. By the very next morning, that edge of jealousy Antonia has been dragging around with her will be gone, leaving only the faintest green outline on her pillow, in the place where she rests her head.
Yeah.
So
I think that's after Antonia has her little stint like running through the fields away from those guys, and she runs to her sister and they have this like bonding moment, and everything changed after that.
Right, yeah. So that's the last bit of her green envious aura kind of fading away.
Yeah.
Right? And then I guess they become closer as a result.
You see a little bit of that in the Book of Magic, but they're still so young and these really weird transitional places in their lives. I know we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Kylie's in college, Antonia's pregnant, trying to figure out her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So in Rules of Magic, there are only a couple, and the first one that we have is on 252. I don't know who they're talking about here. Do you remember? Let me read it and you tell me if you know who this is. It says, well, it's a good thing he wasn't around when it happened. Her husband? He was kind of a mild-mannered guy. He murdered her. I take it she has all kinds of improper flirtations. We got a great price on the house because of the crime, but I've had to go to your aunt's half a dozen times to try to rid the place of her aura. It still smells of burning rubber in the basement.
I pulled that.
No idea.
I pulled that last night, but I didn't look too much like around
Rules of Magic. This is towards the end of the book. I'm wondering if they purchased. I don't know. You let me know. Let me read the only other one in Rules of Magic that we have while you find it.
All right.
And it's on 286. It says, although the newspaper on the cabinet fluttered and fell off the shelf, and a bowl and a plate rattled when he muttered curses, the aura of the place soon overtook him.
So the first name I'm seeing is Franny. It says Franny detected a stain on the porch beneath the gray paint, crimson. She felt her face grow flushed. She knew what it was and it didn't bode well. What happened to Mrs. Rustler? Who's Mrs. Rustler?
The woman that Vincent was sleeping with.
Oh.
Wait, he was kind of he murdered. Oh, the husband murdered her.
How do we miss that?
Dang, I forgot all about that.
Because she was having all those affairs.
Yeah. Whoa. The neighbor lady.
That's scandalous.
So this is the neighbor next to the Owens house, because this was happening when they lived with Isabel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so it says, sometimes the truth was the best way to find out more of the truth. Aunt Franny Owens, I think you got some sage from my aunt. The neighbor continued to be wary. Okay, so there's a new neighbor living in that house now, and I guess when the Owens women went back to Magnolia Street, they didn't know all that juicy stuff that happened. Yeah. And now they're like going to this new neighbor's house, and the neighbor's like, who the hell are you? Like,
yeah.
And so the neighbor continued to be wary. She says, what if I did? And then Franny says, if you did, I'm glad she could help you. The woman relented and came a little closer. She no longer seemed quiet as guarded, so Franny went on. Mrs. Rustler was involved with my brother, she explained, so I just wondered. And then the neighbor said, well, it's a good thing he wasn't around when it happened. Her husband, he was kind of a mild-mannered guy. He murdered her. I take it she had all kinds of improper flirtations. We got a great price on the house because of the crime.
The tea.
Yeah. So I guess Mrs. Rustler's aura is just hanging around that house. And they said it still smells of burning rubber in the basement. So did he burn her alive?
What?
How do we miss this?
It smells like burning rubber in the basement.
What does that mean?
Maybe he tried to hide the murder by putting her in like the furnace. But why rubber?
There must have been a fire of some sort.
The mystery thickens.
That's wild. I totally forgot all about that passage.
I want to do a deep dive on Mrs. Rustler. I feel like she'd love Dwight. I don't know why. So? Her and Dwight together.
But she likes the young boys. She was with Vincent, right?
That's true. Okay. Yeah. Not saying murder is right, but if she is a pedo, like good riddance.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she'll take anything she can get. She's a desperate woman, a middle-aged woman whose husband doesn't pay her
Middle age
anything.
of 35, 32, something like that.
Yeah,
Wasn't she
remember
in
they
her
were.
early 30s?
Yeah, remember that passage that I was like, "What is that? What they're saying? 30-something-year-olds look
Yeah.
like?" But
Yeah.
then, yeah, fuck me.
We're fucked.
Anyway, okay, so
Yeah, the
that was
next
it
one,
for Rules of Magic.
that's it. Magic Lessons has two as well, and this is back with in Maria's time. The first one's on page 100. Says she'd known that his fever would be high, for it always presented to her as a red aura circling the afflicted individual, though she would never have known from his behavior. So his breakbone fever, I guess, had a red aura about it.
Mm.
And then page 377, she spied the aura of disaster, a dark ashy shade. Maria was almost upon them when she stumbled upon a book that had been dropped on the rough path.
All right, yeah. But in Book of Magic, Alice comes back with the Book of Magic with all these aura mentions. So,
because Kylie's very, it's her story, basically.
right, exactly. Yeah, but I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Alice maybe didn't try to like give Maria or even Faith some of that aura juice because like some of those powers might be passed down
Genetically.
yeah. So I'm surprised she didn't give at least, anybody back in the day any of those powers to make it more sense that Kylie would have them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so going to the Book of Magic now, and this starts on page 32. So this says, on the morning of the 7th day, when the ashy circle around Jet closed so that she was surrounded by a black aura and time was running out, they did exactly that. For reasons Sally could never explain to herself nor understand, she joined her aunts at the breakfast table, and instead of her usual yogurt and blueberries, she had the biggest slice of all. I don't know if it was Kylie that could see the black aura around Jet, but they're, I guess when somebody's close to death, they get that black aura.
Yeah. Probably Kylie.
Yeah. On page 56, right now, Kylie appeared overheated, her face flushed even though they were standing in the cool spring rain. She never revealed the skill she possessed, for her odd talents made her nervous. Her mother always looked at her sharply from the corner of her eye when Kylie seemed the least bit abnormal.
Bitch!
Yeah, she kept her uncanny abilities to herself and never told a soul that she could glimpse an aura of color around individuals that revealed their personalities and their fates. Far worse, she could feel the pricking stab of other people's pain, and therefore avoided crowds. At this point, she's a little older than she was in Practical Magic, right? She's like an adult now, pretty much. She's in college. So now she's learned about her empathic ways and, to avoid crowds in order to protect her energy, it seems.
That's awful. And if I'm Sally and my daughter is experiencing pain because she's such an empath, I would be like, let me help you, or let's have the aunts help you protect yourself. But no, Sally's given her the domestic side eye. Like, your feelings are not valid.
Yeah, but it's saying that Kylie's not letting anybody know she has these powers. So I don't think Sally knows. She might just know that like Kylie's acting weird and she's like, oh, it's just my fucking daughter being a teenager, But yeah, that was kind of bitchy of Sally. But like that's crazy that from Practical Magic to Book of Magic, Kylie goes through all her like preteen, teenage years.
That's so hard to begin
with. She's
Yeah.
got this secret she's carried for all these years, and this gift that she's like she hasn't shared with anybody. And like these things that she's seeing, I'm sure is like really traumatic to be able to see her aunt's impending doom and like other people's impending doom and their grief and things that people are carrying around. Like she could see all this and she can't tell anybody what she sees. That's got to be so.
I'm wondering if if Gideon knows to an extent.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. If she's not telling her family, this is on page 91. It was a perfectly ordinary Cambridge afternoon, the sky flecked with pale clouds, the hum of bees rising and falling, the joyful cries of children echoing from the playground, until Kylie looked up from her copy of the Odyssey to catch sight of a circle of ashy black specks looming around Gideon. She had always seen auras of color around people, and usually there was an orange glow over Gideon's head, signifying good health and a full heart, but his aura had changed, with the ash becoming darker even though the afternoon was streaked with pale bands of light. Something is about to happen, she thought.
So do we never get a Death Watch Beetle scenario with Gideon? Firstly. Secondly, it's funny that she's also sensing her beloved's like accident where in the beginning of Practical Magic, she heard the beetle ticking for your father's death all day long. Like, and Sally just having that knowledge before it happens and not being able to get out of fate's way, I guess.
That's interesting. Yeah, why would the Death Watch beetle not come ticking for Gideon,
Yeah, maybe it does. And I just haven't read this in a long time.
Or maybe because he didn't die.
Yeah, fuck that.
He
Fuck that.
wasn't meant to die. He was just meant to he was meant to be the catalyst to propel the Owens or Kylie anyway to try to break her family's curse. That was her arc. That was her destiny. Okay, so this is on page 92. No, it's nothing like that. Let's go. Kylie herself didn't know what it meant. She had never seen that sort of aura before. Violet, gray, silver, ash, black, scarlet. None of it boded well. She stood and reached out her hand to him. She didn't know if other people loved the way that she did, completely and utterly, and she didn't much care. Page 93. Kylie had once overheard her aunts discussing that a black aura meant death and destruction and danger, wickedness in a world where there had previously been none. When this happened, an individual must place salt on her windowsills and in the four corners of her house. Now, a black cloud rose up toward the ceiling of Kylie's dorm room, but she didn't intend to search for packets of salt. She didn't believe in the curse. Why would she? All the same, she would keep Gideon close to her until the circle dissipated.
Why would she? Her dad died. Her stepdad died.
Yeah.
Oh, confused.
Yeah. So the aunts, she overheard the aunts talking about what a black aura meant. It didn't say anything in Rules of Magic about the aunts being able to see auras. I'm wondering if they have that ability too, but it was just never talked about.
Yeah, it seemed like it. And if that opportunity presented itself, why wouldn't she say anything? Like, hey, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm surprised, like, I feel like the aunts, she would probably confide in the aunts before she confided in her own mother.
For sure.
Yep. Yeah. Especially in regards to anything in the magical realm, like they would probably know better than Sally anyway, because she doesn't give a fuck about her magic at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so page 129. She had few skills other than spying auras and telling what the weather would bring, and no reference for magic. Her mother had seen to that. Surprisingly, that had begun to change. Ever since she'd opened the first page of the Book of the Raven, she could see what was previously unseen. She could feel what she'd never felt before. She could view the edges of the future, which caused a strange double vision. It was the sight, the inherited ability to see what was to come, a skill that had been repressed and rejected by her mother, a talent Kylie now welcomed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so after reading that passage about Kylie's other gifts and the ability to see what was to come, I did a little more digging to see if auras would be considered a type of clairvoyance.
Okay.
If auras are telling you about impending doom, then would that be considered seeing, quote, the future? And that would be clairvoyance, right? So Google search says yes, in the realm of paranormal beliefs, seeing auras is generally considered a form of clairvoyance, as it refers to the ability to perceive information beyond the normal senses. In this case, supposedly seeing a person's aura or energy field around them, which is not visible to most people. Auras become visible when you activate your visual clairvoyance. Visual clairvoyance is a form of psychic ability. It gives access to reality beyond the physical body and physical matter. Think of it as your vision beyond the physical vision, or your paravision.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole article on this. If you go to, how do you say this? reaprudentia.org. We'll link this in our show notes. And this tells you, I guess, a little bit more about why we should all learn how to see auras, and how, I guess, it says anyone can do it.
I wanted to.
It takes practice, yeah. So you gotta practice at it. So it gives you some techniques that you can do, like a step by step.
I wonder if it's almost like knowing a person's natal chart. Like it lets you interact with them a little easier, more efficiently.
Right. Yeah, so let me see. It says anybody can do it. Basically saying try to tune into your energy, body, and your chakras. Focus on your fronto chakra?
Frontal.
I didn't know. I've never heard of that word. Fronto chakra, the chakra at the base of your forehead between your eyebrows. So basically your third eye, right?
Okay.
Gather energies in this chakra for about 10 seconds, then exteriorize those energies in a strong flow for about 3 seconds. The energies you gather and exteriorize are from your own energosoma. Never heard of that word either. So it says try to make your energy reach about 2 or 3 feet from your forehead. I don't know, like, if you hold your hand out, if like you feel a vibration and that's how you know how far out that energy field is, like, how would you know?
That's instinctive. You probably are onto something with that.
Yeah, like how else would you know unless you're feeling some kind of vibration emanating from your body,
you gotta
right?
strengthen that third eye. Sometimes you can just sense, like, if somebody's watching you, maybe it's kind of like that. Like, I feel it's about there.
Yeah. So this says, I guess, after you make sure how, if your energy is how far it should be, about 2 to 3 feet from your forehead. It says pause for a few seconds, then repeat, gather your energies, exteriorize, repeat the cycle 20 times, it
Whoa.
says. Yeah, so you're gonna be kind of like, you probably might go into like a deep state of meditation while doing this. I don't know. But this says open your eyes, look at the tip of your toe, keep your gaze on this spot throughout the exercise, and avoid moving your body. It is useful to avoid blinking or tried to blink in the gentlest way possible. So yeah, you kind of got want to go into this like
Trance
hypnotic
state.
kind of state. Yeah, like a trance. It says some people prefer to keep their eyes partially shut to make blinking less frequent, and then try to change the focal point of your vision to different points along the line between your toe and your eyes. I'm wondering if it's like, remember those magic eye books when you put your nose up to the
Yeah, I
page,
do.
and
Uh-huh.
then you kind of have to cross your eyes and back the photo away to
Yeah.
see you're in all that mess.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I'm wondering if seeing auras is kind of like the same thing. Yeah, it says you should do that without moving your eyes. It should be as if you were attempting to see a dust speckle at a specific point on the line that they just mentioned.
Hmm.
So that's just a little bit about the technique. If anybody wants to try that, we will link this page in our show notes. But I'm sure we're going to go into this a little further in depth later on too.
Yeah. Cool. And it's helpful
Yeah.
to know like what the colors mean generally until you, I
Yeah.
guess, you make up your own
Mhm.
symbolisms.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get there.
All right. So on this next, there's only a few more passages left. So this one's on page 132. Kylie witnessed an aura blazing around the clerk. Green, the color of a fool. Believe me, it's silver and it's worth more than you deserve for some information you should willingly share. I don't remember what that was in reference to. That Tom guy?
I'm
What's his
wondering
name?
if she's just gotten to the UK and she's kind of trying to like figure out where she's supposed to go and she's being
Uh-huh.
swindled and seeing this guy's
Um,
aura that he's trying to take advantage of her.
yeah, maybe. She does go into like a few bookshops, right? To like kind of like get
Oh,
her
yeah, you're
bearings.
right. Yeah. And like a
Yeah.
library? Okay.
Yeah. On 139, Kylie didn't mention the dark aura she saw around the librarian. Yeah, a dense halo of blue. As for David, he didn't ask what she saw when she studied him. He knew what it was. He felt guilty for every moment he was alive.
Hmm.
Who's David?
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 I don't remember who that is. All right, 188. Annoyed, Jillian approached the historian directly, and this is in reference, I think, to Ian, right? She was astonished to find she could spy his aura when she hadn't been capable of such magic before. His aura, however, was quite confusing. It continually changed color. First gray, then violet, then ink blue. You have to help my sister. She saved you. And I'm wondering, like, why all of a sudden can Jillian see auras now? What
Yeah, her
changed?
magic just takes off when she's back in like the motherland.
Yeah, right? She even sees like spiritual figures in the fens, like in
Hmm.
the devotion field.
Good for her.
Yeah. Doesn't she also have an encounter like in the hotel room or like wherever they are? She has like an encounter with a ghost too.
Yeah.
So like things are just popping off for her. Like
Yeah.
crazy. So page 203. Tom fixed his gaze on Kylie upon encountering her, immediately interested. It wasn't her beauty that drew him in, but the aura of magic around her. Even someone with as little talent as he could tell she had power. Did you want something? Tom asked, for in his experience, people always did. So I'm wondering, they never actually say what Kylie's aura color is, do they?
Not that I know.
What color do you think Kylie's aura is? Tom can see it, but they
Hmm.
never mention what color it is. It just says the aura of magic was around her, but no
Purple.
color mentioned. Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess,
Frantic.
yeah, I guess purple would make sense.
Desperation. Mm.
Because purple, if you think about it, that's like the color that's most linked to your third eye. People who have the gift of clairvoyance, which Kylie does. So purple would make sense for her, I think.
Hers is probably like a rave, just like pum, 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 all these different colors all at once because she can't control it.
Well, you mean the one that her own personal aura
Yeah.
is just a rainbow of like a rainbow of random colors?
Because she's absorbing other people's stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm wondering if like you can change your own aura color based on getting a control over your gifts. Say like everything is muddled or muddied because she's getting all these like different hits at one time from like different people all around her. I would think her aura would be like a murky, like a green
Dirty
or gray.
glasses.
Yeah, because like think about the colors of the rainbow when you mix them all together, you get like that muddy color or
Yeah.
like black, right?
Hmm.
But if she can like distinguish and she can like, block certain energies out and, focus on the ones she wants to, maybe that makes her aura more clear because she's, able to direct her energy where she wants.
She does not
So
know how to do that, I think, at this point in time.
yeah, you're probably right. So,
But I like
but it
that. Yeah,
says
you're
the
right with
aura
the
of energy.
muddiness.
Yeah, yeah. So just another couple food for thoughts. Thought that was interesting that they never like she has these gifts of seeing auras, but they never actually say what color hers is.
Yeah. Was
Okay.
that it in the Book of Magic?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Okay, interesting. So the last aura scene is by the antagonist.
Not his though. He's talking about hers now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the etymology. In Latin and ancient Greek, aura means wind, breeze, or breath. It was used in Middle English to mean gentle breeze. And by the end of the 19th century, the word was used in some spiritualist circles to describe a speculated, settled emanation around the body. And the reason why we should all study aura colors is because each aura color has a very specific meaning, which can tell us important things about ourselves and others, even plants, our environment. It sounds like places, I'm sure, have energies that you just feel, but some people can see.
That kind of reminds me of like when you just said plants. Plants have auras. That thing that you were telling me about where you could hook up the little electrodes to the plant and like it plays what they sound like,
Have
right?
you seen those on your TikTok yet?
Yeah.
They're cool.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. That would be such a cool way to like connect with your garden.
Right.
Expert seers who are able to see aura colors, especially those around someone's head, can actually hear the thoughts of individuals even before they are verbally expressed. This way, aura colors can help detect if someone is lying, like that guy who had the color of the fool around him trying to take Kylie, for a ride.
Mm.
Aura colors cannot be faked, and they help us see an individual for what they really are. And the colors of one's aura can also help detect diseases and health imbalances, mental disorders, and more. So I'm wondering if Reiki practitioners have this ability to some degree. I'll have to ask Caitlin if she senses color when she's giving Reiki.
That's interesting that you say that. So, Reiki is when you put your hands above somebody and you direct your energy into them, or are you trying to absorb negative energy out of them?
How she's explained it to me is, or what she does for her clients is they come to her, whether it's like a health concern or mentally they're feeling anxious, and she can sense if there's a blockage in their energy. So sometimes if it's on the right side, she's like, are you having trouble moving forward with something? Or the left side, are you concentrating on something that's behind you? Different, like the liver, the appendix, the throat, all these different things mean different things to her. I don't know if they have colors, but as a registered nurse, if she senses something, she can kind of pinpoint, like, I think you need to take care more of this before you can move on to this. I think we can always have her on and talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. That's super interesting. I've never had a Reiki session. Have you?
I have. She does distance Reiki as well,
Oh,
which
cool.
is very, very nice. It's very
How does
cool.
that work?
She had me just told me like, hey, at this time, lay down, relax. You can even sit. I think I was in my hammock because in my mind I was like, okay, her energy has all access to my whole body, bottom and top. And she sits down, in Pennsylvania, and I lay down and we just connect that way for about a half hour. And I notice where I'm feeling different things or different images or smells have come to me. And she's given me her, not diagnosis, but her interpretation of what I'm feeling. And then when I worked at the psych hospital, this woman also gave it to me. I didn't know that's what it was at the time, but I was feeling off. And she was like, I didn't know what Reiki was. She was like, I'm an energy healer. I lay hands, but she was very religious. So I thought it was more of like a Pentecostal, like laying hands.
Okay.
So, but she was moving energies around.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always wanted to try Reiki. I've never done it though.
Well, if you'd like a distance Reiki session, let me know. I'll hook you up.
I will.
Yeah. Oh my God. It could totally help maybe with what you're dealing with.
That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe I just have a blockage that I need to be moved the fuck around.
Yeah. I would love to do that for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be great. So a little bit of history. We're going to get into this guy, Charles Webster Leadbeater, and he is credited with developing and popularizing the concept of auras. This was first popularized by him. He was a former priest of the Church of England and a member of the mystic Theosophical Society. He had studied theosophy in India and believed he had the capacity to use his clairvoyant powers to make scientific investigations. He claimed that he had discovered that most men came from Mars, but the like women are from Venus.
Right. That bestseller.
Did he make that rhyme too? But the more advanced men came from the moon, and that hydrogen atoms were made of 6 bodies contained in an egg-like form. In his book Man, Visible and Invisible, published in 1903, Leadbeater illustrated the aura of man at various stages of his moral evolution from the, quote, savage to the saint. In 1910, he introduced the modern conception of auras by incorporating the tantric notion of chakras in his book The Inner Life. Leadbeater did not simply present the tantric beliefs to the West. He reconstructed and reinterpreted them by mixing them with his own ideas without acknowledging the sources of these innovations. Some of Leadbeater's innovations are describing chakras as energy vortices and associating each of them with a gland, an organ, and other body parts. In the following years, Leadbeater's ideas on the aura and chakras were adopted and reinterpreted by other theosophists such as Rudolf Steiner and Edgar Cayce, but his occult anatomy remained of minor interest with the esoteric counterculture until the 1980s, when it was picked up by the New Age movement. In 1977, American esoterist Christopher Hills published the book Nuclear Evolution, The Rainbow Body, which presented a modified version of Leadbeater's occult anatomy. Whereas Leadbeater had drawn each chakras with intricately detailed shapes in multiple colors, Hills presented them as a sequence of centers, each one being associated with the color of the rainbow. Most of the subsequent New Age writers based their representations of the aura on Hills' interpretation of Leadbeater's ideas. Chakras became a part of the mainstream esoteric speculations in the 1980s and 90s. Many New Age techniques that aimed to clear blockages of the chakras were developed during those years, such as crystal healing and aura soma. By the late 1990s, chakras were less connected with their theosophical and Hinduist roots and more infused with New Age ideas. A variety of New Age books propose different links between each chakras and colors, personality traits, illnesses, Christian sacraments, etc. Various types of holistic healing within the New Age movement claim to use aura reading techniques such as bioenergetic analysis, spiritual energy, and energy medicine. In yoga, participants attempt to focus on or enhance their, quote, auric energy shield. The concept of auric energy is spiritual and is concerned with metaphysics. Some people think that the aura carries a person's soul after death. There have been numerous attempts to capture an energy field around the human body, going as far back as photographs by French physician Hippolyte Baraduc in the 1890s. Supernatural interpretations of these images have often been the result of a lack of understanding of the simple natural phenomena behind them, such as heat emanating from a human body producing aura-like images under infrared photography. In 1939, Semyon Davidovich Kirlian discovered that by placing an object or body part directly on photographic paper and then passing a high voltage across the object, he would obtain the image of a glowing contour surrounding the object. This process came to be known as Kirlian photography. Some parapsychologists, such as Thelma Moss of UCLA, have proposed that these images show levels of psychic powers and bioenergies. However, studies found that the Kirlian effect is caused by the presence of moisture on the object being photographed. Electricity produces an area of gas ionization around the object if it is moist, which is the case for living things. This causes an alternation of the electric charge pattern on the film. After rigorous experimentations, no mysterious process has been discovered in relation to the Kirlian photography. More recent attempts at capturing auras include the aura imaging cameras and software introduced by Guy Coggins in 1992, which we're going to get into a little later on, because that camera that this guy, Guy Coggins, uses is the same camera that took our aura photos in Salem at Hauswitch.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember her talking about it, but I blacked out. I was like, I can't wait to do this.
Yeah. So I deep dive a little bit on that, and
Great.
so we'll get into that. Coggins claims that his software uses biofeedback data to color the picture of the subject. The technique has failed to yield reproducible results.
So I guess each photo
Is different.
is unique.
Right.
You don't get the same photo twice.
Right. So if we were to do a back-to-back session, like the one we did was high in blues and indigos, like we
Yeah.
had a lot of like those hues in our photo. If we were to do another one right after that, it could change.
Oh
probably,
yeah. The
right?
color they also, I guess, read at Hauswitch the negative space in between. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like our energy together is always moving. So they
Yeah,
could be even the same colors, but they're going to be in totally different positions.
right. Yeah,
I was going
yeah.
to say with this as far as like the presence of moisture like affecting the photograph, it reminds me
Mm.
of mood rings with your body
Yeah,
temperature, right?
yeah,
Fucking
yes,
mood rings.
exactly. That was such a time.
Oh, such a
Right?
time.
Yeah. Yo, so I have a story about a mood ring. So I had a mood ring once, and I would go out into the neighborhood and like lollygag and like just like hang out in trees and stuff.
Yeah.
I was hanging out. There was like around the corner from my house, there was like along somebody's fence, there was like a row of like pine trees, like really tall pine trees. And I used to go back there and just like hang out and just like write in my journal
I
or
love
like,
that.
hang out back there. I lost my mood ring back there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it went, couldn't find it. I was so upset that I lost this mood ring. So my mom was like, pray to Saint Anthony.
Tony,
so,
Tony, turn around.
so I was like, Tony, turn around. I gotta find my mood ring now. I fucking found it.
That's awesome. He 100% accuracy every time with
I
him.
fucking found my mood ring because
That's
I said
great.
Tony. Yeah.
Tony, Tony, turn
So
around.
fucking funny.
No
Anyway.
trespasser. But what a time in the 90s to grow up where people you didn't like. It was not okay, but you knew you weren't going to be in physical danger.
Yeah.
If you kind of like cut through this part of the woods to get to there,
It was on like the main street though. It wasn't even on like, back part of anything. Like
Mm.
it was a row of pine trees and I was like, I need to go hang out behind there for some reason.
How old were you? Now thinking back when my brothers
Yeah.
and I would do this, if I
I was
saw
probably
a
10.
kid wandering, I would be concerned.
I
If I
was
saw a
like
young kid, I
I
would
was
call
like,
the cops. And I'm
well,
like,
I mean,
they're just
think
exploring.
think about it. It's the 90s. We didn't
Mhm.
have the internet yet. We had mood rings and that's all we had. Mood rings and a journal, a Lisa Frank diary
Yeah,
with the
trapper
little
keeper.
padlock on it that you could pick with like a fucking toothpick. So yeah, we didn't
Ooh,
really have anything else. We had the woods. That was like our thing. Like we used to hang out in the woods around our
same.
house.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Man, I wish we knew each other when we were younger.
And nobody called the cops on us
Mm-mm.
that and reported our parents to DIFUS.
Got the
Nobody.
cops called a few times, but my brother would do shit that would cause people to see you.
Well, I mean, we
Okay.
got the cops called on us, but not because of neglect.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay.
We
Okay.
got the cops called on us because, like, they would build these new houses in our neighborhood, and we used to go, like, hang out in the open construction with, like, a fucking 10-foot drop.
And you're
Like,
putting rocks in people's mailboxes.
we were pretty, we gallivanted a lot. Let's just say that. I never got into drugs, never drank before drinking age, nothing like that, but, like, roaming around and just doing stupid shit for no reason. I
That
was a
was your
pro
bag.
at that. Yeah, I had that in the bag.
Oh my God. Man, what a time.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. All
Let's
right.
talk about testing as far as auras are concerned. Tests of psychic abilities to observe alleged aura emanations have repeatedly been met with failure. One test involved placing a person in a dark room and asking the psychic to state how many auras she could observe. Only chance results were obtained. Recognition of auras has occasionally been tested on television. One test involved an aura reader standing on one side of a room with an opaque partition separating her from a number of slots, which might contain either an actual person or a mannequin. The aura reader failed to identify the slots containing people, incorrectly stating that all contained people. I don't think that's accurate. Maybe if you did that with like 50 people who claim they can see auras to get a
Hmm.
baseline, I don't know.
Mhm.
In another televised test, another aura reader was placed before a partition where 5 people were standing. He claimed that he could see their auras from behind the partition. As each person moved out, the reader was asked to identify where that person was standing behind the slot. He identified 2 out of 5 correctly. Attempts to
Like, is that just by chance though, or like,
I don't know.
you know?
Interesting. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Because you always have like the tarot readers, the palm readers, you always have charlatans, right?
Yeah, yeah,
People who want to be on TV.
right.
Attempts to prove the existence of auras scientifically have repeatedly been met with failure. For example, people are unable to see auras in complete darkness, and auras have been successfully used to identify people when their identifying features are otherwise obscured in controlled tests. In 1999, a study concluded that conventional sensory cues, such as radiated body heat, might be mistaken for evidence of the metaphysical phenomenon. Do you know cats can kind of see heat readings on your body? That's why they go for
Really?
your warm lap. They
Okay, yeah, that makes
out heating
sense.
pads. Yeah, and yeah. So if
Yeah.
you fart, they can see it.
Well, Punky can't see heat because last night he almost jumped up like by the stove
Oh
and the flame was
no.
on.
Oh no.
But like I don't think he saw it on though because like the two sides of our stove, one is close to the sink and then one there's only like a little bit of space next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped on that side with a little bit of space next to the wall.
Oh no.
And he didn't see the flame and he like good thing he didn't hit the handle and then have the hot water go all over
He's
him.
a menace.
He's a friggin' maniac.
Goblin. Okay.
Anyway, all right. So psychologist Andrew Naher has written that there is no good evidence to support the notion that auras are in any way psychic in origin. Studies in laboratory conditions have demonstrated that auras are instead best explained as visual illusions known as after images. Neurologists contend that people may perceive auras because of effects within the brain, epilepsy, migraines, or the influence of psychedelic drugs such as LSD.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. It has been suggested that auras may result from synesthesia, which was we were talking about before. However, a 2012 study discovered no link between auras and synesthesia, concluding that discrepancies found suggest that both phenomena are phenomenological and behaviorally dissimilar. Clinical neurologist Stephen Novella has written, given the weight of the evidence, it seems that the connection between auras and synesthesia is speculative and based on superficial similarities that are likely coincidental. I have synesthesia, like I do I associate certain words or sounds or like numbers with certain colors, but I can't, like, I haven't tried anyway. I haven't tried to enhance those techniques to get that down. I've never seen an aura around a person.
Right. Same. Yeah.
So I could see how they wouldn't be. I mean, maybe they are related to some people, but I don't have both of those, you know?
I think when I looked it up, synesthesia is like just technically the crisscrossing of the senses in your brain. So in a way, I feel like visually being able to pick up on colors around people, I'm going to put it in the synesthesia category.
Yeah, I could see how they would be connected like that, but I don't think every single person has both of those things, or maybe they have one with the other. Maybe some people do have both of those abilities, but it is fascinating.
It's just like the clairs, right? You have a degree of almost all of them, you know?
Right. Everybody's a little different in, you know, their gifts. Other causes may include disorders within the visual system provoking optical effects. Bridget Perez, in a review for the Skeptica 101 Inquirer, wrote, perceptual distortions, illusions, and hallucinations might promote belief in auras. Psychological factors, including absorption, fantasy proneness, vividness of visual imagery, and after images, might also be responsible for the phenomena of the aura. Scientists have repeatedly concluded that the ability to see auras does not actually exist.
I disagree.
I also disagree because people have been proven to do it.
And like, how does that camera pick that stuff up? And not, it's never the same. I don't know. We're going to learn about it after the break.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're going to do our card pull. We're going to talk about that card by Grounded by the Moon. Then we're going to tell you guys about our own aura experience. We're going to flash back to our Salem October 2023 trip when we went to Hauswitch and got our auras read with that cool ass machine. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the guy who invented that machine, Dr. Coggins. We're going to talk about auras and their meanings. Also, I don't know if you remember this, we talked about a woman on our daguerreotype episode named Georgiana Houghton, and she did spiritual photography.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to jump back into her a little bit and go down the rabbit hole a little further with her.
Cool.
And then we're going to tell you how you guys can enhance your own abilities to see auras yourself.
Great.
So all that and more when we come back. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Hey, little witches. Justina here, calling all practical magic fans and music lovers. This fall, get ready for something truly spellbinding from the Stinas. Christina and I started Magnolia Street Podcast as a way to share our original music inspired by our favorite movie, Practical Magic. We've been hard at work in the recording studio since September, brewing up our 5-song debut EP, Magnolia Street Volume 1.
At the house on Magnolia Street, would you go down to Magnolia Street where the wisteria grow wild? At the house of magic and mystery, so would you go down to Magnolia Street?
If you want the inside scoop on our music and the stories behind each song, Join our Rose tier on Patreon for just $8 a month and dive into exclusive content from our songisodes. Plus, bonus content from our highly anticipated upcoming EP. On there, you'll find lyric sheets, original demos, behind-the-scenes videos from the studio, blog posts, production notes, and more. Don't miss out on the magic. Keep up to date with us on our Instagram at Magnolia Street Podcast for all of our music news and be a part of our musical journey. The Stinas are bringing practical magic to life, one song at a time, right here on Magnolia Street.
You didn't go down to Magnolia Street. Magnolia Street.
Hey little witches, the Stina's here. If you've been listening to our podcast for a while, you would know how much we love using the Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle deck by Grounded by the Moon.
And now we want to share the magic of Grounded by the Moon with you, our listeners. Joseph Benitez Egerton, the creator behind Grounded by the Moon, would like to offer this very special 10% off discount to all who wish to experience the magic of his Practical Magic themed tarot and oracle decks.
But that's not all. He also creates other divination tools like tarot workbooks, deck bags and altar cloths, pendulum kits, oil blends, cleansing sprays, smoke wands, teas, and ritual kits.
And let's not forget about his custom handcrafted all-natural soy candles, where every candle is hand-poured and personally infused and charged under the light of the moon. They even come with a crystal.
And did we mention all of the ingredients in the candles are ethically sourced?
All of Joseph's offerings are just so magical. So go visit groundedbythemoon.com and use the coupon code Magnolia Magic for 10% off your entire order at checkout.
That's MAGNOLIA MAGIC. So get your discount today.
Hey, we're the Stinas, and you're listening to the Magnolia Street Podcast. Welcome back. You have the Firefly card from Joseph's Inner Witch Oracle deck.
And like I was saying earlier, I didn't remember upon getting this deck a few years back, because I hadn't read the books in a while, like what fireflies had to do with anything, because I was like, I don't remember them in the movie.
Right.
But that, that first passage that we read earlier was actually in correlation with the fireflies. So the actual image on this card is the firefly sitting on top of a kind of like a blast of rainbow auric field, right?
Yeah.
Like the keywords on this card is auras and observe. Also perception. Perception is another keyword on this card. So this says, coming out at dusk and lighting up the night in many areas around the world, fireflies allow for us to see what we cannot on our own. Take notice of the energies that surround you. Witness the auras in those around you and ensure that you act accordingly. Interesting fact, not all fireflies light up, but this is how they communicate with one another. Ancients used them in paper lanterns. Some believe that the firefly were the souls of the dead ancient warriors helping to guide us. So simultaneous bioluminescence is a rare natural phenomenon that happens when all the fireflies within a certain area link up and synchronize flashes. Act accordingly. So the mantra on this card says, I am aware of and see the energies all around me. So
I like that.
Yeah. So would you consider, I don't know if fireflies, are they considered like bioluminescent?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like when you stomp on one and you like drag your foot, all their glowy
my
stuff is
God.
still there. I know. We're all kids once.
That's horrible.
I know.
Like, do you ever see, where is it? In the Maldives? The Maldives? How do you say that?
Maldives? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. In the water, they have that plankton, that bioluminescent plankton that lights up the water, the shore
Yeah.
at night.
And like glowfish that you can get from
Uh-huh.
PetSmart and put under a black light.
Like, nature is wild to me,
So beautiful.
right?
Dude,
Like,
did I tell you
there's
about the other fishing game that I got?
No.
You're basically like in charge of trawling the depths and like dredging and fishing and all that stuff. And there's like an island that is like a scientific research area, and everything at night glows. There's like all these
cool.
like glowy squid and all these fish, and it's fucking scary. Sometimes like it's very suspenseful. I think you would
Yeah.
like this game because it's like kind of spooky.
Yeah.
And there's like glowing that you like get big angler fish, the ones from Nemo with the dangly
yeah.
glowy thing. Is that
Yeah.
bioluminescence, or is that
That's a
something
good-
they can turn on? It's something they can turn on and off. I do
That's a
not
good
know
question.
fish.
Yo, okay, so when I was in art school, I
Mhm.
took this children's book illustration class, and we used to play this game. Like, the teacher would have us all come up with different, like, random story titles for, like, a kid's book, right? So we put all of our story titles into a hat, and then we would vote on the one that we had to illustrate for that class.
Okay, everybody got the same thing.
Well, we would all put them into a hat, and then
Yeah.
we would read them out loud, and then we would vote the best ones down to the last
Got
one
it.
that we all agreed that we wanted to illustrate.
Got it.
So this one person put the most random thing into the hat. The name of the book, or the title that they put, was "Don't Turn Off That Light, Mr. Anglerfish."
Cute.
And that was the one that won. So we all had to illustrate this children's book with this anglerfish, which is the ugliest fucking thing,
Yeah.
mind you.
That's so funny.
So I have somewhere in my parents' attic with all my art projects is just like storyboards of like this anglerfish story.
Did you get a good grade?
Yeah, I think
Nice.
I think I had a pretty good grade, but that was such a fun class.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Bioluminescence.
I think there was even one in Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah, that's the one I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, Finding
Mhm.
Nemo. I had never heard of an anglerfish before that class.
Gross.
They are gross. Nature's wild.
It is beautiful. And oh man, just picturing now that we're in like the depths of winter, I'm like
Mm.
thinking of Twilight, like in summertime,
Yeah.
where in the wood line you just see this sparkle of all those fireflies. Do you call
Yeah.
them lightning bugs or fireflies?
I used to call them, I think we called them lightning bugs back in the
Yeah.
day, but I feel like fireflies is such like a more whimsical,
Yeah,
you know,
bug doesn't
like
have the
light-
same ring to it.
yeah, but fireflies, I remember there's like a couple instances of fireflies where like were really like poignant to me. Like the first one was when we went to that lavender farm and we did the goat yoga and it was like kind of like went into dusk, and then on the property of the farm there was like this little like this apothecary hut where you could buy like candles and lotions and stuff all made with the lavender from the farm, and then they had a little lavender ice cream stand. I got this shot of the whole field of these fireflies at dusk, and like the clouds are like kind of wispy and dreamy looking, and like you just see little
That's
pops
so
of like
magical.
the little fireflies all over the field, hovering over the lavender, and it was literally like the most magical thing ever.
I love that.
And I have that image like ingrained in my brain.
Oh,
And then the year that we got this house, do you ever notice like some years fireflies are really like out a lot, and then some
Yeah.
years not so much?
yeah.
Yeah, the year that we got this house was like what, June 2018? The fireflies that year were like, they were out in droves. And I just remember like kind of like when you stand at the base of our driveway and you kind of look down the street, the sun sets in that direction and it just makes the sky all like these crazy hues, and
Oh,
like it just
that's
looks
special.
so magical, and the fireflies were like everywhere. Also, there were a lot of baby bunnies out too when we
Oh.
bought this house. So we had baby bunnies, we had the fireflies, we had the crazy, the sunset.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is our house.
Yeah.
Our house.
That's so weird that I had a very similar experience when we bought our house, but it
Mhm.
was in the summer because we moved out here. We got here on Beltane, and then we closed on our house on the solstice, which was great. And I remember the day we closed, we sat on the front steps and just looked out in the front yard, and it was popping off with all these fireflies. And it was just such like an adult moment that was
Yeah.
sprinkled with nostalgia. It was
Oh,
really nice. It
I
was like,
love
they're
that.
welcome. That is your gift. Thank you for taking care of this portion, this property. And we're
Yeah.
going to light up your night with a little light show.
So magical.
It
I love
is.
they really are like the most magical real thing that we have, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else gives you the same feeling of whimsy. I can't
I
think
don't
of
know.
anything else off the top of my head.
Butterflies, ladybugs.
Yeah, but you can only
Yeah.
see them during the day.
Yeah, but still to this day, whenever I find a ladybug, I'm like, oh, ladybug!
Aaron was so cute when we first moved out here and closed down a house. He had never seen fireflies before.
Really?
And he was like, that's crazy. There's so many of them. I was like, do you
Yeah.
want one? He was like, what? And I, you just go over and gently lift them out of the air. And he was like, you can just do that?
Has
Gave
Aaron
me a
never
little
stepped
firefly.
outside before?
I know.
That's
It was
cute.
so adorable.
They're like one of the only bugs that I don't kill when it lands on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a
yeah.
firefly, save it, save it.
Yeah. Or a ladybug. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah. Butterflies, ladybugs, fireflies, they're all the good ones, right?
Cute.
Anyway.
So, yeah, when we were in Salem, we had the pleasure of having our aura photo taken. I just had to go back in my Instagram to see what it looked like all over again.
Mhm.
And we had it taken and read by Melissa Nairman, one of Hauswitch's owners. So we thought it'd be fun to revisit that. Unfortunately, during the time we weren't able to record it. They were not allowed to record the actual session when she was giving it in real time, but we did record our full Salem experience, which you can listen to. It's our episode 53. But I thought it would be fun and a good time to insert the thoughts we had about that reading when it was fresh in our minds when we did our Salem recap. So this is a little snippet from October 2023 about our aura reading. So at Hauswitch, Haus Witch, they have a camera that senses your aura, and you can do individual pictures or you can do like a couple. So Justina and I each sat in there, and she put her left hand on one of the sensors and I sat on her other side. So I put my right hand on the other sensor, and she and I held hands. And you could put like do a pose, do a face, whatever. But I was like, let's just close our eyes and, sit with this moment. And
Sit with this moment.
yeah, sit with the moment. And they clicked the picture. And then I think it needs time to develop. So she was talking about like that it goes back to the 70s and like the technology and how the range of different aura pictures that come up even between couples, over a year, or day to day.
She was showing us some of the ones that she did with her partner, and also some of the other ones, I guess, just that they do in the store in general. Like there was they had a whole bunch of them like out on the counter, and all of them were just like different, like rainbow colors. Some of them just blue, some of them just the warmer colors, and it's just really, really cool to see how different every single person's aura is. Even the same person from like different points in time, like can come out differently. It's really cool.
Yeah, and the couples ones, like sometimes there was like reds with big splotches of green or like the blues, and they were all so different. So she was sitting there explaining, and part of me was like kind of nervous. I was like, I feel like I'm not going to have anything. I'm like, because your personality is really strong. I was like, I feel like Justina's going to take over my personality a little bit, but that was not the case at all.
No, ours was like, well, first of all, there were no warm colors in our photo at all. It was all very cool, very blue and purple indigo kind of tones. And she said that we sit mostly in our crown chakra. We work mostly from our crown chakra, which is really cool.
But it was like a perfect arched rainbow of light into purple, into blue, into dark blue. The whole thing was so cohesive, so uniform and like identical. It was weird.
Yeah. So I guess we're connected through the cosmos in some kind of like psychic kind of creative way. It's just like we are connected on that level.
Yeah.
Which is really
It was
cool.
really cool. Really
and I
cool.
guess that's important to have a creative relationship, to be connected in that way, you know?
And but we talked about before, I think on like the year recap or last episode or something, just being able to sense how we are feeling, if we're having a bad day, or even if like knowing when we should apologize, where we've worked with each other long enough that I think we're very in sync.
Yeah, for sure. And she said when me and Avi did ours, she said ours was very different from mine and yours. So when she flipped it, I was expecting to see more warm colors.
Yeah.
But like they were kind of like the same colors that me and you had, only there was more of an aura on Avi's, like a white aura kind of on Avi's side, and then there were like 4 auras or like 4 little orbs above our heads. So I'm guessing she said the one down the side could be somebody that's passed on recently, that's like kind of guiding him. And like I'm like, that's really weird because his father recently passed away.
Listening to it from behind you guys, and I was like tearing up. I was like, I'm not crying.
Yeah. And then the 4 above, I'm like, that's got to be my grandparents, because there's 4 up there. And like I have my grandfather on my mom's side, my grandfather on my dad's side, my grandma Joan on my mom's side, and then my great grandma Dorothy, my mom's grandmother. I knew her until she passed away when I was like 22. So she was, around for a really long time as well, even though she was like a great grandparent. I guess like people back then had kids so young.
Yeah.
you kind of like are able to live at the same time as your great grandkids. That's
Right,
crazy.
right, right.
So
Yeah.
like I knew my great grandmother, so she was a presence in my life for a long time too. So like all four of them to have over us and then obvious father on the side was just
Hmm.
really kind of creepy. Like kind of not it was beautiful, but like in a weird way, like, oh my God, they're all right there. They're surrounding us.
Yeah, to have like some kind of quote unquote proof that they're
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
Melissa, shout out to Melissa who does the whole aura photography. She was awesome. Her readings were awesome. Definitely give some kind of like chill kind of feeling to have that validation
Yeah.
come in the proof of a photo.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And her camera, I think it's called a Chromatica.
Okay.
She said it was designed by an electric engineer. I don't remember if it was like in the 50s or 60s, but really cool apparatus, really cool piece of equipment, and definitely had Avi's attention because my husband is an electrical engineer
Right, right.
and a photographer. So it was right up his alley, and I think he was just kind of blown away by the whole technology of it.
It was really cool. If we go
Yeah.
back next year, do it again.
Yes.
See how we
Follow up.
align.
Exactly.
And then the whole
Yeah.
rest of the time it was like, it's because of our energies. It's because of
Yeah.
our auras.
And that's why all the magic stuff happens when we go to
Yep.
Salem together, because there you go. It's proof.
The energy. It's because
Uh,
of energies.
the
Weird,
energy.
amazing things do happen. They
Yeah.
do be happening when we
Yeah.
hang out.
Yeah. And Salem is like this weird like vortex for us. It's so strange, right?
It's it was kind of bittersweet to hear me say when we go back next year.
Oh, we didn't.
We didn't get to. Somebody had to
2024.
get married.
I know. Well, yeah, you know how I feel about that. Anyway, but yeah, maybe this year we'll have to go back if it's in the cards.
Looking back at, because you have the actual print. I think I took a
Mhm.
picture of it to
Yeah.
save, but it is on our Instagram. Not sure what the date was, but yeah, it was really cool to actually, the owners are the ones who read for us. Melissa
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, ours had like a kind of like a rainbow shape halo over us, but only in like a white. Well, okay, so like right above our head, it was like it's like dark blue, then it kind of goes to like a lighter purple, and then there's like a big block of like a white arch, and then
Yeah.
above that, it's like a lilac arch, and then above that, it fades into like the darker indigo.
And some of the other ones we were looking at where there were two people in the photo, they weren't linked together by this crescent rainbow shape.
Mhm.
There would be splotches here, different shapes here, negative spaces. We are connected, third eye connected.
Yeah, our crown chakra is like it's going from the top of your head to the top of my head.
Mhm.
Our brains are literally connected.
It's interesting that in this picture, also like the most solid part is on our heads, but that color does continue down to our heart chakra area.
Oh yeah.
At least in this picture, like it goes a little lower. So I think
Mhm.
we're very connected that way.
Definitely, for sure. That's just a wild technology. It's so cool.
Tell me more about this.
Yeah. Before we get into all the aura colors and their meanings, I wanted to chat real quick about the conversation of our aura reading with Melissa. And if you go to the Hauswitch website, there's a little bit more information on the technology that they use to capture these aura images. This is straight from their website. So there's like a FAQ section. And one of the questions is, what kind of technology do you use to photograph auras? And Hauswitch says, we use an AuraCam 6000. It has been the industry standard since its invention in the late 1970s by an electrical engineer, Guy Coggins. We mentioned him earlier, who worked with fellow clairvoyants to create an algorithm that organizes biometric data from the energy centers located in the palm of our hands. That's right. Didn't we have to like hold on to something?
We placed our hand, one
We
hand
placed our
each, on those hand pads.
That's right. Yes, we had to place our hand on a hand pad, and like I guess the nodes or electrodes on the hand pad kind of read our palms or the
Mhm.
energy from our palms, or the heat rather, right? The data is collected via sensors on two metal hand plates and printed out via double exposure on a Fuji Instax wide photo. So it's kind of like a Polaroid, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's what it looks like.
it takes a photo and it spits out a Polaroid, and you kind of gotta shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Don't
until-
actually do that. They don't recommend shaking it.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything, I don't think. But that was the myth back in the day. So people used to literally shake these Polaroid things waiting for them to develop, but we had to wait a few minutes for this thing to develop before she could give us our reading.
She did talk to us in that time, just telling us more about the camera.
Yeah. So this is how it works. So the AuraCam 6000 is similar to a Polaroid camera, but with two metal plates that act as hand sensors. The subject places their hands on the plates, which registers electromagnetic data. Then an algorithm translates the data into colors that are predetermined by Coggins and a team of clairvoyants. The first exposure captures the subject's likeness, and the second exposure superimposes the colors. Do you remember? I don't remember. Like, were there 2 clicks?
There were. I remember having to wait, and she was like, "Don't move," and it was very brief. But yeah, there were 2 clicks.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. So yeah, the 1 click just to get our image, and then the next click to get the color information. So during a 10-second double exposure, subjects place each hand upon one of the 2 boxes fitted with biofeedback receptors. According to claims, the receptors measure the sitter's electromagnetic field by monitoring acupressure points that correspond to energy channels in the body called Ayurvedic meridians. An attached data box converts the energy readings into frequencies that correspond to certain colors. The first exposure of 2 seconds makes a straight Polaroid portrait. Then, based on the biofeedback data returned to the camera, a second exposure of 6 to 8 seconds superimposes the color clouds. According to a color key, red people are joyful, orange auras connote happy and creative moods, disciplined folk turn up yellow, green is the color of healing, sensitive and solitary individuals are blue, violet is the hue of relaxation, and spiritual people glow white.
Cool.
So this is, according to our photo, this is saying that we are sensitive and solitary and also relaxed. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't think I am anyway. But we do have some like white kind of like going on there, and it says spiritual people glow white.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if you think about it, Salem is your happy place. And I think you are more relaxed there than you typically would be in your.
well, not with my family there.
No. Oh, yeah. That was rough. But
Stressing me out. But if you think about it, yeah, it says spiritual people glow white, and the orb, or not the orb, the arch that kind of connects from your head to my head, that was more white.
yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah. Wonder if I hope I helped calm you a little bit. I probably added to the stress. But in that moment, I felt very okay. Now we're gonna focus, we're gonna center, we're gonna make sure the colors are accurate. In that moment, I felt relaxed.
Yeah. It is weird though, like in the past like year or two, like any time that I've had to go up to Salem or Boston, it's always been in a way to feed my soul, whether it's to connect with the ancestors or work on the music or, do all the stuff that we love to do. It does make me more relaxed when I go up there because I feel like I'm feeding my soul a little bit,
In the moment, it's stressful. The music stuff in the moment, kind of stressful, but like it's just fulfilling this passion we didn't think was gonna end up doing anything. It was well, you did. You had the faith, afterward looking back, definitely worth it. I'm glad you felt relaxed.
Well, I mean, it was stressful as shit, don't get me wrong, but like in retrospect, it's an experience that I wouldn't take back. Like I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like that experience was amazing, and I'm so glad that we were able to experience all that together. That was great.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Avi. Avi was there too.
Avi's our Lee, so he provides the za and the photographs and the coffees and the emotional support.
So sweet.
So we couldn't have done that without him either.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for that. So going back to the AuraCam, it can use Fuji FP100C, I guess that's the type of film, and Polaroid 108 or Polaroid 669 film stock. So the Aura photography is used to capture a person's energy and provide insight into their chakric energies. Some say that the colors in the photograph can indicate a person's personality traits, such as creative, healing, or the force of will. I don't know what that means. What some people say about it. Some say that the AuraCam 6000 is a sham and that it doesn't actually photograph a person's aura. Others say that the camera's interpretations can be intriguing, but that the viewer should decide what the portraits mean. So like, even though Melissa gave us that beautiful reading, like it's all open to interpretation. Like we could have interpreted it a completely different way. Like if she didn't give us that reading,
Yeah, like codependency. We're too linked up.
Right.
Could have
Yeah.
been the opposite.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit more about the guy behind all this, Dr. Coggins. So on the AuraCam website, Coggins proclaims, when we realize that everything originates from within, we'll see that all the love, peace, and happiness in the universe is inside. We can have that. It's really so simple and easy when you learn about the unique splendor of your own energy. End quote. Despite his promotional zeal, Coggins clarifies that the AuraCam does not photograph the actual aura. There's nothing that exists which can do this. Further legalese defines the scientific uselessness of the AuraCam. Quote, our technology is not designed to reveal physical or mental sickness. Our camera is to be used for viewing the spiritual aura state only. End quote. Known over the centuries by many names, chi, prana, carnium, iliaster, the human aura is central to many mystic beliefs. To witness and capture auric energies, also referred to as bioplasmic fields, is something of a holy grail for people who need to see to believe. After nearly 30 years, the AuraCam remains the industry leader for these types of images. Coggins encourages buyers to use the AuraCam for aura consultations at bookstores and fairs. He even supplies profitability tables. Coggins also built a custom aura measuring device for L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology.
Great.
Yeah. That whole bit was from Wired.com. It's a whole article, so if you guys want to deep dive more on him, check that out. We'll link it in our show notes. An AuraCam goes for about $15,698.
That's a pretty penny. A very specific pretty penny.
Yeah. Do you think all of the aura photography they're doing over at Hauswitch pay that machine off yet?
Oh, they're paid off. Absolutely.
Especially in October alone, they could have paid that thing off, right?
Absolutely.
There are like lines out the door to do that.
Yeah.
Hauswitch, yeah.
Worth it.
And I don't think they were the only one in Salem that does the aura photography. I think there's a few places you can get the aura photography done.
Okay.
But that's the one, that one's on the main strip. It's the only one that, we actually came across upon our, walking in and out of different stores. It's the only one that we saw. But I mean, I have seen on vlogs people getting it done at other places in Salem.
Okay.
But I've never been to any of those stores.
How did we end up at Hauswitch? Did you follow them before, or did we were just walking and we saw, because they did have a sign outside that said aura readings, and we were like, we need to do that. I don't remember how we got to that point.
I think we went in there to just scope out the store itself. I don't think we went in there specifically for the aura readings.
Oh.
Because I think we posted something, and then one of the owners, I don't think it was Melissa, I forget the other girl's name, she reposted something we posted or tagged us in something. I don't remember, but we were like, oh, we should go say hi and put a face to the name.
Oh, right.
So we went in there before we even signed up for the aura photography. We went to the counter, we introduced ourselves, and
That's right. We were like, we're the podcast. You guys just tagged.
yeah, we took a picture with all of them, right? At all the staff there. So, and then we signed up. We did pay for our aura photography. We did not get it for free because we're podcast people.
Yep.
No, we did pay. I think it was like 50. I don't remember if it was $50 for the session or $50 per person. Do you
I think
remember?
for the session, we probably split it.
Okay, yeah. So it was it's 50 per session. And then me and Avi went back the next day to do ours. Yeah, it does add up if you keep doing them.
They paid that 15,000 off easily.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that
yeah,
is-
they have their own color guide, and so did Dr. Coggins. He had his own color interpretations, and we have another source that we're going to just go through some colors here real quick. And red, the traits are energetic, fiery, passionate, grounded, and materialistic. And I'm wondering if this has any link to zodiac as well, because I think Aries in this. And the chakra
Fiery.
connection is there. Yeah. Your root chakra. The aspects are love, sexuality, strength, power, virility. It's connected to anger, fear, ego, frustration. The mantra you can use if red is in the aura you're maybe seeing, or the aura you have, it doesn't specify, is I am safe. An orange aura is connected to creativity, action-oriented people, positivity, and they're emotionally vibrant. This is Gideon here. This is the sacral chakra, connected with courage, ambition, thoughtfulness, and sensuality. Blocked aspects are fear, depression, and emotional imbalance. And a mantra you can use, I am creative. A yellow aura. Traits are sunny, charismatic, confident, and joyful, connected to the solar plexus chakra. Positive aspects are high self-esteem, spiritual awakening, friendliness, and optimism. Blocked aspects are insecurity, lack of direction, and powerlessness. And a mantra for this is I am strong. Green is connected to a loving characteristic, compassionate, nurturing, connected to nature, goes along with the heart chakra, generosity, forgiveness, harmony, and healing energy. The blocked aspects are envy. Of course, green is connected with envy, guilt, jealousy, and emotional instability. And the mantra for this is I am loved. Blue is powerful, insightful, calm, and expressive, connected to the throat chakra, connotes clear communication, truth, loyalty, and tranquility, but it can also be coldness, bluntness, and difficulty expressing emotions. The mantra for this is I am expressive. Indigo, the traits are sensitive, empathic, intuitive, and insightful, connected to your third eye chakra. The positive aspects are deep wisdom, foresight, and heightened intuition, although the blocked aspects are disconnection from inner voice and spiritual guidance. And the mantra you can use is I am connected. Purple is intuitive, empathic, and spiritually aware, connected with the crown chakra, spiritual understanding, higher consciousness, and unity with the universe. It could also, on the other side, be cynicism and closed-mindedness. The mantra for this is I am divine. Pink is connected to caring, kind, loving, and gentle, connected with the heart chakra, as well as green. So you could have pink or green for that. Positive aspects are compassion, harmony, and an open heart. And on the other side of that is the lack of boundaries or emotional vulnerability. Then there's white, connected, of course, with purity, wise, and spiritually connected people associated with the crown chakra. Positive aspects are a strong sense of universal connectedness and oneness. And the blocked aspects are perfectionism and a nervous energy. Then there's black. Traits are tired, low energy, exhausted, or if it's the Owens, death, right?
Yeah.
And this says not a quote color, indicates blocked or fatigued energy. And a healing tip for this is take time to ground, heal, and rebalance your energy. And then lastly on this list is the rainbow, busy, energized, confident, and joyful. And the meaning is rare aura indicating a healthy energy flow and a period of change. But the caution, it says balance, high energy to avoid burnout.
I think those last two are interesting because if you think of black, it's all the colors of the rainbow mixed in together. And we were talking about before how we were like, do you think Kylie's energy is more of like rainbow? Because it's kind of like boo, 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 like she sees all these auras, or you think it's more black or muddled because she's receiving all these energies at once? Then I was kind of like wondering, because you said orange was Gideon, if we had to speculate about the other characters, well, we know Jimmy's black because he's just...
Yeah.
But what would we say? What do you think Sally would be? Do you think she would also be black because she's kind of like
She's stuck.
she's blocked, right?
She's
She's
blocked,
blocking.
fatigued.
She's blocking her energy.
Sally could also be indigo because she does have that deep wisdom and foresight, even though she smothers it down, disconnection from her inner voice and spiritual guidance.
Yeah, especially in the movie. Like she's definitely disconnected from her inner voice, but she does have that foresight and heightened intuition. She knows Jillian's gonna call before she even picks up the phone.
Jillian is yellow. Go to yellow.
Let me see. Yellow. Sunny, charismatic, confident, joyful, solar plexus. Was that connected to
belly
sexual?
button?
Oh wait, she could also be red. That's connected to sexuality, and
Yeah.
Jillian's heavy in her sexual energy.
I'm looking at the high self-esteem, optimism, friendliness, but then insecurity, lack of direction, and powerlessness. Yeah. But yeah, red for sure. She's very sexual,
I think
sensual.
she works a lot from her root chakra. And then the blocked aspects, anger, fear, ego, frustration. I think she moves a lot from ego and fear, I think. She runs away and then,
She makes very rash decisions when she's frustrated.
Oh yeah. And I think her mantra, I am safe, she has to constantly tell herself that because I don't think she does feel safe.
Yeah, good point.
So as far as the aunts go, they're probably more greens and blues, probably loving, compassionate, insightful, calm.
I'm gonna put Jet with a pink
Yeah.
aura because she is compassionate, she's harmonious, she has an open heart. But I think we talked about in our Jet episode that she's so willing to give and give and give, and she has that lack of boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Franny, you think Franny would be, let's see, maybe purple? She's more cynical, right?
Yeah. Pink
Yeah,
and purple.
The blocked aspects is cynicism. But also positive aspects, spiritual understanding, higher consciousness, and traits, intuitive, empathic, spiritually aware. I think the aunts are a lot of all these things.
What would Gary be?
I was looking at that. Maybe green, because he works from his heart chakra. He followed his heart, right? Most of that film, he followed it right to Sally's doorstep.
Mhm.
Like, even though he follows his heart, even though he knows, like, logically it's not the right thing to do, because he's a man of the law, and, like, they're suspected of murder.
Yeah.
And he puts all of that to the side, and he's like, but I love this woman.
Yeah.
Right?
The forgiveness aspect is very strong. He's
And-
kind of looking through his fingers at some of these red flags.
Yeah, exactly. So I could definitely see how his aura would be green. And the blocked aspects are envy, guilt, jealousy, emotional instability, which I don't see him like blocked in a lot of those ways. I feel like he's a pretty like open person. Like he doesn't move in fear. He's a man of he moves with what's the word? Purpose. Yeah, like even maybe if like a lot of the things like are not
He's pragmatic.
yeah. And a lot of the things might not be what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now.
Some of the blocked aspects he might have kind of go along with Blue. Like he has a bluntness. He's very boom, boom, boom. This is law and order and
Yeah.
difficulty expressing emotions, maybe.
Do you think he's got I don't think he's got difficulty expressing emotion.
Hmm.
I think he tells Sally how it is, like he tells her how he feels, right? I don't see any blockage there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I feel like he might be a green.
Okay.
Maybe
And go. That's what this is
Yeah.
go with your gut.
maybe between a green and a blue, because like blue is throat chakra. He does have clear communication. He is truthful. He is loyal to who he loves, right?
So he's more of like a turquoise because
Maybe,
he's from
yeah.
Arizona.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I could see that for
Nice.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned our daguerreotype episode earlier. Tell me
Yeah.
more.
So in that episode, we talked about Georgiana Houghton. And speaking of all those beautiful colors that we were just talking about, she's actually a very interesting person. All right, so I had actually found a digital copy of her book, Chronicles of Spirit Photography, back when we did the daguerreotype episode. Like, I think we talked a little bit about that book on that episode. I don't remember how much we deep dived on it. It's basically on archive.org, like for free.
I love that site.
Yeah, it was published in 1882. It's in public domain, so you can go read it for free on the internet. But the synopsis of this book, you can also get it on Amazon as a paperback for about $30, which is kind of pricey. So if you want to read the internet PDF on this archive website, I mean, you could do that.
Recommended.
Too. Yeah, exactly. So the synopsis of this book, it's called Chronicles of the Photographs of Spiritual Beings and Phenomena Invisible to the Material Eye, interblended with personal narrative by Georgiana Houghton. It's an exploration of Victorian spiritualism through art. Houghton, a spiritualist and artist, claimed to channel spirits and visually capture their presence in her intricate and symbolic artwork. The book is divided into two parts. Number 1, the artistic process, which describes Houghton's meditative state, her techniques, and how spirits, such as angels, demons, and deceased loved ones, guided her artwork. Number 2, the second part of the book, is art and narratives, which features detailed artwork, swirling patterns, and personal accounts that reflect her encounters with spiritual beings. The book offers a unique blend of spirituality and creativity, showcasing Houghton's process and perspectives on the spiritual world. It includes 54 miniature reproductions of her original work and is a valuable resource for those interested in the intersection of art and spirituality. And this edition is the facsimile reprint of the 1882 original, preserving its cultural significance and making it accessible to the modern reader.
That book sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's friggin', I think I started reading it, and it's a lot.
Cool.
Let's learn a little bit more about Georgiana, because I think she's just so fucking fascinating.
All right.
So she's a Christian spiritualist and a mediumistic artist. She first encountered spiritualism in 1859 when her cousin introduced her to medium Mrs. Mary Marshall. Skeptical but curious, Georgiana attended a seance and was astonished to communicate with her deceased sister Zilla, whose death in 1851 had devastated her. And that's another thing. She's also got another book about seances.
Oh my
It
God,
is
this bitch.
fucking
It's
fascinating.
amazing.
Yeah. So this experience, confirmed by accurate details and personal messages, solidified her belief in spiritualism as a divine blessing compatible with Christianity. Georgiana believed spiritualism complemented Christian teachings, describing it as, quote, the crown to all previous knowledge. Inspired, she began developing her mediumship through regular seances with family and friends, leading to table tipping and spirit messages. And on January 17th, 1861, she was encouraged to acquire a planchet. You know, the thing, the little tool that that goes swoops around the Ouija board, giving you all those messages. This became her primary tool for communication. Through the planchet, she received guidance from her brother Cecil and other spirits, including Shakespeare.
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 Back to
In
back
July,
Shakespeare references in these
I
episodes.
know. He's like popping up everywhere lately.
Uh-huh.
In July 1861, Georgiana was introduced to spirit-guided artwork after learning about Elizabeth Wilkinson's spirit-inspired drawings. She asked her brother Cecil for similar guidance, and just like to clarify, Cecil is a spirit. He's on the other side, right? So he's giving her these messages through this planchet. So she asked her brother Cecil for similar guidance and was connected with a spirit artist named Angelo, also known as Lenny.
Oh.
So under Lenny's direction, Georgiana began producing intricate drawings with the planchet, later transitioning to freehand work. Her early pieces included symbolic flowers and fruits representing spiritual concepts. On July 29, 1861, she introduced color to her artwork, creating vibrant, layered designs that she described as her life's work. From then on, Georgiana tirelessly pursued spirit-guided art, blending her spiritual and artistic passions into a lifelong journey of discovery and creativity. So let's talk about her drawings a little bit. So Georgiana Houghton's early spirit drawings were created with the aid of a planchet, a small wooden mechanism. Her drawings were first exhibited in 1871. These works, such as the study of curves, Cecil's flower, and Zilla's fruit, Zilla, her sister, were often left unfinished but carried deep symbolic meaning. For example, Zilla's fruit represented her roles as a daughter, wife, and mother. These early creations marked the beginning of Georgiana's artistic journey into spirit-guided art. As she progressed, Houghton moved away from the planchet, executing intricate works by hand. Her later drawings expanded into a thematic series depicting flowers, fruits, and plants inspired by close family members, friends, and prominent figures who had passed on. We mentioned these before. These include names such as Cecil Angelo Houghton, Zilla Rosalia Warren, and even the renowned personality William Shakespeare, Queen Victoria, and William Blake. These works reflected her belief in connecting with the spiritual realm and channeling its messages through art. Under the guidance of 70 archangels, Houghton developed a series of sacred drawings centered on her Christian spiritualist faith. Her subjects included the Trinity, the Lord, the Apostles, Spirit, Peace, Wisdom, and Love. This body of work illustrated her conviction that spiritualism complemented Christianity, offering a deeper understanding of the divine truths.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Her final series, Crowns and Monograms, portrayed earthly subjects, including Queen Victoria and notable spiritualists like D.D. Hume, Annie Howitt Watts, and Cromwell Varley. These works honor the earthly and spiritual significance of her subjects, blending their human and divine qualities. Known as the sacred symbolist, Houghton infused her art with vibrant colors, each carefully chosen to represent specific traits of the spirits or individuals she depicted. Her unique palette brought her works to life, making them not only visually striking, but also deeply symbolic. Through her artistry, Georgiana embraced her role as a spiritual medium and artist, creating a lifelong legacy that bridged the earthly and the divine. So if you click on this little thing that says view full chart here, basically you see that picture on the left-hand side with the little pencil through the planchet?
Oh, yeah.
So
basically, yeah.
She would have a pencil attached, like screwed through a planchet, like a wooden planchet. And as she was doing these readings, as moving the planchet over a piece of paper, it would make these drawings, whatever the spirits wanted to, convey to her. That's what it would draw on the page as she was as this planchet was moving around.
Beautiful.
With this pencil. Yeah. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see her chart of the colors and kind of what they symbolize. So she used yellows to symbolize God the Father, faith, and wisdom. And every single different hue has a different meaning.
Wow.
So gamboge, I don't know, I've never heard of that color, is faith. Indian yellow is probity. Yellow ochre, the delicacy of the mind. Light amber, earnestness. Gallstone, the liberality of hand and soul. Aureolin, the orderliness. Brown pink is economy. King's yellow is energy. Italian pink is perseverance. Chrome number 2 is gratitude. Lemon yellow is cheerfulness. Cadmium is courage. Raw sienna is considerateness.
I have not heard of some of those colors. And the
Neither
ones that are like brown pink and Italian pink are not pink, they're yellow.
Yeah,
Weird.
yeah. Then going into the oranges, these symbolize power. So Chinese orange is unselfishness, orange cadmium is moral courage, orange chrome is gentleness. Then moving into the violets, these symbolize heavenly happiness. Violet carmine is religion, mixed violet, religious fervor, purple matter, the sense of duty, and purple is cordiality. Then moving on to blues, they symbolize God, the sun, hope, and truth. So cobalt is truth, ultramarine is integrity, intense blue is decisiveness, smalt is strength of friendship, blue verditer, the singleness of the mind, Prussian blue is courteousness, and Antwerp blue is sensitiveness. Then moving on to the reds, which symbolize God, the Holy Ghost, charity, and love. We have crimson lake, which is love, carmine, tenderness, madder carmine is charity and thought, scarlet is ardor, vermilion is zeal, burnt carmine is steadfastness, rose madder is sincerity, purple lake, the power of appreciating the great and good in others. Dahlia carmine is the nobility of the soul. And dragon's blood is sympathyness. Then we have the greens in the earth tones. Greens and browns, these symbolize earthly hopes. So mixed green, gambit, gamboge, and Prussian blue, a mixture of all those colors, is the freshness of the soul. Then we have emerald green is self-control. Veronese green, filial love. Sap green, patience. Deep green, fortitude. Emerald oxide of chromium is parental love. Burnt umber is love of justice. Sepia is nursing powers. Burnt sienna is clearness of judgment. Van Dyke brown is frankness. Brown matter is adjustingness. And beaster, attractiveness. So that's her key of colors. I haven't heard of half of those colors, and I haven't heard of like half of those. I think she just made up some of those words. Like
They're very Victorian words.
they're very Victorian.
Yeah. I wonder if all of these colors can still be created or used, because I know at that time they were using some chemicals that were not safe for the home.
Shield green.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm wondering how she kept all these in order, because I'm wondering if she maybe felt drawn to a certain color and then would have to like log what color she used for a specific piece. How can you tell the difference between carmine and scarlet? They look very similar to me.
Right.
I don't know.
How did she come up with all these interpretations? Like, so she was guided by these messages from spirit, I guess, to tell her what each color meant.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
If you click on exhibitions, by the way, we're on georgianahoughton.com. We'll link this in our show notes. If you click on exhibitions and scroll down a little bit, you can see some of the pieces that she's done that have been completely guided by spirit. Whether they're, from the planchet or once she actually ditched the planchet and just started creating with her hand. I'm not sure which are which, but these are all the things that she's drawn as a result of these communing with, the spirits.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
I want to read her book.
Right.
I've learned, because I'm a dum-dum, that like a PDF, I know on archive.org, you can download in different formats. And there's one called EPUB. If you download EPUB, you can load those onto your Kindle and read them on your Kindle. My Kindle is ancient. It still has the full keyboard at the bottom, and it'll take those formats. So you can read it on those still. You don't have to read it on your computer.
All
so
right.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a Kindle reader on my iPad, so I'm wondering if
it will do it there.
Load it up over there. Cool. Yeah. So I just thought that was so fascinating. I was so fascinated to learn more about Georgiana after we briefly touched on her on our daguerreotype episode. She was so ahead of her time, capturing the auras of spirits with her visual works of art via her seances and spiritual sessions, communing with the dead.
Yeah.
She didn't use a camera or any kind of that technology, because that technology, there was spiritual photography going on in the Victorian era, but it wasn't as readily available to everyone, so maybe she just didn't have access to it. I'm sure she could get her hands on, some kind of
she said, I'll just do it myself.
Exactly. So that's what she did. the fact that she used her art to translate those messages from the spirit world onto a page or a canvas, it's just so impressive. And
I
I just
agree.
wanted to share that. And she does have that other book called Evenings at Home in Spiritual Seance, which is like kind of her personal accounts of like she would call over friends and she would host these seances, and she logged all of her personal accounts of these happenings during these seances,
I'm blown away.
right?
That's cool.
And if you see the cover of these books on archive.org, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're Victorian looking, they're like embossed in like the golds, like cover the like the foil text.
I'm opening the link.
They're very pretty. So yeah,
Open.
those are both on my to read list, and I just think that's so fascinating.
It's taken a second. I just want, ooh, that's
Right?
cool. That's a cool cover.
Yeah.
Miss Houghton.
She's a baddie.
She is a baddie. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to dive into how to see auras, and I would love to know how to practice this and strengthen this. All right. In order for anyone to accurately perceive and interpret auras, he or she must be self aware enough to recognize where the self ends and another begins, getting those dirty sunglasses cleared out.
Mm.
Otherwise, the perception and interpretation is only a projection of the self instead of the perception of the other person. More adept individuals, such as spirit mediums, who have developed the skill of bilocation, leaving the body but staying in close proximity in order to be able to continue perceiving the immediate environment, are more clearly able to provide aura interpretations. These impressions can be useful in scanning the body for blockages and imbalances, like Caitlin's doing with the Reiki, detecting and reflecting personal strengths and describing senses of events that have recently occurred or are about to occur. Question: does Krista do any? Because she's helped detectives solve cases, right?
I don't know.
Is that her? I thought you said you had a friend help solve a case.
One of the Conway sisters used to
Got
do
it. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if Krista does auras. I know or Reiki for that matter. I know she does the psychotherapy, but I don't know if she does like energy healing.
Okay.
I know most of her work is in the psychotherapy realm, but I don't know if any of that is under the umbrella of
Okay.
like aura, energy, Reiki kind of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professional clairvoyants enjoy using this perception to enhance psychic readings and energy healings, even at a distance. It is a special gift and skill to hone that adds depth to your experience of a psychic reading, whether it's via phone or chat. Ignor Casey, the great American mystic, said, "An aura is an effect, not a cause. Every atom, every molecule tells a story of itself, its pattern, its purpose, through the vibrations each emanate from it. Colors are the perceptions of these vibrations by the human eye. As the souls of individuals travel through the realms, they shift and change their pattern as they use or abuse opportunities presented to them. Thus, at any time, a soul will give off through vibrations the story of its and the condition in which it now exists." Casey went on to say. So when I see an aura, I see the man as he is. By experience, I have learned to tell a good deal from the intensity of colors. Interesting. Wonder if I think we talk more about him later.
Okay.
Though you might not be able to see a person's aura at first, you can almost certainly sense it. You can attribute the magnetic or repulsive feeling you get when you first meet a person to his or her aura. With time, however, you can learn to see auras, which can help you better understand yourself and the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So, learning to identify your own personal aura. An energy field surrounds every living thing, but not everyone knows how to see or decipher an aura. Auras are unique to an individual, so yours won't be identical to your friends or your loved ones. Even twins are going to have a different aura, right?
Oh yeah.
Since your aura frequently intermingles with those around you, though, it greatly affects both your relationships and your daily interactions with strangers. Though your aura doesn't need to match someone else's in order for the two of you to get along, it doesn't mean that auras with similar frequencies lead to better relationships, as love psychics can tell you. Identifying auras by sight. First, try to visualize your aura using your sense of sight. Position yourself in front of a mirror with a white or neutral background behind you to eliminate distractions. Focus on your forehead for about a minute and let your eyes relax, probably like blurring that vision,
Yeah.
You'll begin to see the impression of a halo around your head, starting as a soft white light. Keep your focus on the same area and you'll soon see a color. After focusing for an extended point of time, though, beware of after images, which appear as a negative on the actual color of your aura. So identifying auras with intuition. Though you can certainly use your basic senses to see an aura, you may have better luck sensing it through your intuition. To do this, you'll want to get a better feel of your own energy. Make yourself comfortable and hold your palms flat about 6 inches from your head. It doesn't say maybe like the outside crown of your head. It doesn't say forehead or like
Okay.
cheeks or ears. I don't know.
Mhm.
Use your intuition. Slowly move your palms down the length of your body, always keeping away about 6 inches, allowing yourself to feel your own energy and take care to sense the color. And what does your aura say about you? Auras can speak volumes with their multiple layers of spiritual, emotional, and physical elements. Though they hold all colors of the rainbow, auras change according to the bearer's mood and emotional state. If you're feeling positive and happy, your aura will extend far beyond your physical body. But if you're feeling negative or sad, your aura will contract and remain much closer to your person. So if you want to learn more about auras, they give some resources. How to see an aura, learn to see the human aura by higher perspective. Can you have your aura read by Lana Betancourt? How to easily read people by viewing their aura by Alex Miles, and how to see your aura with Reiki by Torsten Lang. And lastly, do you know what your aura looks like? Here's how to find out by Rebecca Endicott.
All right. So our aura, the energetic field surrounding us, plays a vital role in maintaining our overall well-being. When neglected, it can become, quote, dirty or blocked, what you were saying before, like dirty glasses, right? Like looking at things through a dirty lens,
Yeah.
leading to feelings of lethargy, anxiety, even depression. Daily cleansing of our aura is essential as physical hygiene to rid ourselves of the negativity we pick up from our environment and our interactions. Like, yeah, have you ever like gotten home from like a party or something and you got stuck talking to like a person who just gave you the ick and you're just
Yeah.
like, "Ugh, I need to get that energy off of me."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's how you could do that. So our aura is an extension of our energy body, forming an egg-shaped field that radiates around us. It acts as both a shield and a reflection of our mental, emotional, and physical state. Over time, external stresses, negative thoughts, and unresolved emotions can distort or block this field, leaving us feel drained or disconnected. So some signs that your aura needs cleansing: you're feeling lethargic or fatigued, experiencing anxiety or depression, a persistent heavy sensation around you, or difficulty staying motivated or focused. And this can like be attributed to the people that you're surrounding yourself with.
Absolutely.
Energy vampires, I mean, we've all had those. And whether or not you surround yourself with them physically, I've been exposed to energy vampires strictly online. Like people who like I was nice to, trying to help out. I would give them like a tarot reading or something, and then they would keep coming back for more and more. And I would be like, well, you're not taking my advice, so I'm not going to give you any more. Well, I need another one. I need it now. I need it now. And I'm like, dude, you're
You can't keep giving.
I don't even talk to you in real life. Like, what makes you think you could just burst into my internet energetic field? Like, it even works, like, you can still feel energy through the computer screen. It doesn't have to be in
Absolutely.
person. So just making sure you're keeping those energies at bay and really protecting your energy, because believe it or not, I feel like energy vampires are even worse online because they're emboldened because it's through a screen.
Yeah.
They have that protection against,
Anonymous.
they don't feel so bad pushing and pushing for what they want, right?
I agree.
So definitely beware of the internet energy vampires. They might even be worse than the real life energy vampires. So here's just some methods that you can use to cleanse your aura if you're experiencing any of that. So number one, use visualization. You can sit or lie comfortably for 15 minutes, focus on your breath, imagine a white protective light enveloping your body, visualize the light expanding, cleansing every part of you, and replacing negativity with positivity. Picture the light radiating outward, creating a safe, protective energy field around you. Next, you can use crystals. So crystal healing. Use crystals like black tourmaline, fire agate, labradorite, or smoky quartz, which are excellent for absorbing negative energy. Place them near your bed, your workspace, or you can wear them as jewelry for continuous protection. Cleanse your crystals regularly to maintain their effectiveness. And you can cleanse your crystals by putting a piece of selenite. The selenite's self-cleansing, so just having a couple chunks of selenite around, put your other crystals around. You can also cleanse them under a full moon, wipe them down with some moon water if they are water friendly. So there's a lot of different ways you can incorporate crystals into that.
My go-to is usually tourmaline, but I've recently heard smoky quartz, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
a great idea. Because I mean, the other dark stone that comes to mind with negative energy is onyx, but that also will pull in, that'll drain you,
Yeah.
of the good and the bad. And I know people, if they use onyx, will keep it covered through the day, and only uncover it when they need it, because it's just
Yeah.
going to pull your energy. Doesn't matter, light or dark.
Right. The next one on this list is smoke cleansing. You can burn sage, palo santo, or sweetgrass to cleanse your personal space or body. You can make a cleansing wand with any herb, really, right?
Mugwort.
Whatever, wormwood, mugwort. You get a nice moxibustion going. Put the towel under the door.
Don't get that $500 fine.
Yeah. So, and then move the smoke in a circular motion around your aura, focusing on areas that feel heavy. And then this says open the windows and doors to allow stagnant energy to leave. So maybe not put the towel under the door. Let it escape. Let the negative energy, let that out. Next, you can incorporate sea salt baths. Add 2 to 3 cups of Epsom salt, sea salt, or dead sea salt to your bath water. Soak for 20 minutes to release unwanted energies and feel rejuvenated. If bathing isn't possible, soak your feet in salt water or sprinkle salt around your home for cleansing. I just bought a whole bag of the eucalyptus Epsom salts. I forget the name of, was it like Dr. Scholl's or something? No, that's the foot guy. Who's
Bonner? Dr. Bronner?
Yeah, I can't remember of the name of the guy, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is so easy to make sea salt. If you have access to like ocean water, collect some of that in like a gallon jug. Just boil it down, but don't like use it for cooking because it'll get yuck. But for cleansing, for putting in your water corner of your house or on your altar that way. So easy.
Dr. Teal's.
Okay.
Not Scholl's, that's the foot guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So next is essential oils, which is one of my favorite ways to incorporate. Use oils like bergamot, cedarwood, and orange for grounding and uplifting effects. Add a few drops to a carrier oil, like a coconut oil, and apply to your skin or diffuse them in your home. My favorite is vetiver. It's one of the most grounding oils, and it smells lovely in a diffuser. It kind of smells like a men's cologne. Like it's kind of got like a sexy smell.
Okay.
And yeah, it's nice. It's really nice, but not in like an overpowering way. It's very grounding.
I love a cedar. Yeah. I'll do that. Like nice woodland walk.
So the next one on this list is connecting with nature, spending time outdoors to reset and cleanse your energy. You can walk barefoot on the grass, sit by the water, or meditate in the woods. You could do activities like gardening, hiking, or even sitting by a bonfire to help ground your energy. I love pulling weeds when I want to ground, getting my hands in the dirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Planting some things out in your garden. That's a great way.
One thing, okay, so I don't think we included it in the beginning, but the one thing that the medium that I just went to said that did not sit was like, I think you need to be outside more. Like, are you kidding? I'm outside all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Medium guy.
Mr. Medium.
Mr. Apples. The next one on this list is movement and breath work. I need to incorporate this one a lot more because I don't move enough because it's cold and I'm freezing and I don't want to move. I just sit under my heated blanket all winter long.
Yeah, that's delicious.
And I don't move until April.
Yeah, agree.
So movement and breath work. Engage in activities like yoga, tai chi, or dance to release blocked energy. Focus on deep rhythmic breathing to realign your energy and center yourself.
I'm gonna throw in Pilates in there because if you want a little burn to go along with that breath work.
Oh yeah. I heard Pilates is intense.
I started working out again, and now I'm like, I'm gonna probably do this for like 2 weeks and then be like, fuck it, But definitely, you gotta do the breathing.
Yeah, that's important. Breathing is important. I just went for an ultrasound, and because I'm pregnant, everybody get that out of your Come on.
She's not pregnant.
I'm not pregnant. It was for an issue I've been having with my liver and my gallbladder, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But I had the ultrasound, and she's telling me, like, in order to do the ultrasound, she's like, okay, now you have to do these deep breaths, and then when you take the deep breath, she like takes a picture of a certain area of my stomach, abdomen, whatever, and with her little what do you call that thing? The little
wand.
The wand, yeah. So she's like pushing it into like, different areas of my abdomen. And every time she pushes, she's like, okay, now hold. Okay, now deep breath. And like, I'm like, doing breath work, this whole procedure was like 20 minutes long. So I'm like, for someone who like holds my breath a lot, like, you know,
Are you getting dizzy?
I was like, after that, the rest of the day, I felt horrible
Oh
because
no.
I'm not used to doing like that intense breath work. And like 20 minutes, 30 minutes is a long time to like do that intense of a breath work and then holding while I'm in pain, while she's pressing into my sensitive areas, you know?
Yeah.
So it was intense and I felt like I was gonna die for the rest of the day. I felt inflamed. I felt like my whole chest was gonna blow up.
Oh my
I
God.
felt like I was like, whatever she had me doing that deep breath work, like it fucked me up.
Rattled you.
It did. Because yeah, if you're not used to doing that, like that was intense.
I didn't have something as intense, but when I went and got my allergy test done, before you leave, you have to do a breath test to make sure you're not closing up, basically. So they
Mhm.
give you this thing to put in your mouth, and you're supposed to inhale steadily and then quickly exhale as long as you can. And I was like, I cannot do this. And she had me do it like 5 times. So you're like,
Dude, I am the worst with breath work.
yeah.
I like, you know, as much as I sing and like, you know, you think I would be doing my breath exercises, no, I'm fucking lazy as shit.
You're just talented when it comes to the
I'm just
singing.
talented.
God-given
What can I
talent.
say?
Could you imagine if you did do breath work? Fuck everybody else. You'd be
I would
Star
blast,
Walk of Fame, you
I would
know.
blast off.
Oh.
Ah! What is that? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's like, Mister of the Night
Nightman.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the next one on this list is meditation and introspection. So dedicate some time for self-reflection. Ask yourself what's weighing you down, how you can let it go. Use affirmations such as I release all that no longer serves me to reinforce positivity. You can also do the whole like, you know, write the shit you want to release down on a bay leaf, throw it into the fire outside in your fire pit. Herbal cleansings. This says Afro-Brazilian and Southern root traditions recommend herbal water cleanses using herbs like basil, lavender, or hyssop. Brew a tea with these herbs and pour it over your body to cleanse and renew. So I guess if like you're making a tea, you could probably incorporate this into your bath water.
Yeah, it's basically sitting in a soup. But this also
Right.
sounds like a Florida water maybe situation.
Like body soup.
Body soup.
We need a t-shirt of a girl in a bathtub and the caption's just body soup.
Body soup incorporated.
Hitting our Teespring now. The last on this list is acts of kindness, right?
Aw.
Spreading positivity by performing small acts of kindness. This not only uplifts others, but also reflects back on your own energy field as well. Good karma, just spreading the good karma, right?
That's right.
Some ways that you can maintain a healthy aura is first of all, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So this is eating nutritious meals, staying hydrated, exercising regularly to keep your energy balanced, and prioritizing restful sleep to allow your aura to naturally recharge. I'm kind of on the mend as far as my healthy lifestyle goes.
Mhm.
I was eating like crap for a long time. I wasn't drinking any water, and that's probably why my liver's fucked up.
No.
So, yeah, I've been flipping it and reversing it.
Good.
Luckily the liver heals fast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that healthy diet is gonna help. Stay away from drinking. Drink all the water though.
yeah.
You'll be all right.
Since the new year, I cut coffee, I cut alcohol, drinking only water, not even like LaCroix, sparkling water, nothing.
That's crazy.
I'm just water is all I'm drinking. I'm trying to drink 3 of these big gulps a day, at least.
That's incredible.
3 24-ounce cups a day. I'm
That's
pretty
great.
sure I probably need more than that, but it's a good start.
It's better than nothing like what you were doing before.
Better than what I was doing before. So I'll take it, and I can always increase from there. The fruits, the vegetables. The doctor was like, you need to stop eating so much cheese. So
Which is a shame. Oh my God, the cheese.
I'm like, I can't. Every once in a while as a treat maybe, but not right now. I have to really, watch it right now because I'm in pain. So so yeah, but I do need to like restful sleep. I need to start incorporating that. Exercise, need to start incorporating that. So
You
I
do
have
walk the dog though,
I
almost
do
daily.
walk, yeah, but that's like about the extent of it, and I need to like maybe, I don't know, do a little more than that.
Okay. All right.
It's a start. It's a start. Little changes add up to bigger changes, you know?
2025.
So don't be hard on yourself, everybody, if you're going through the same battles, because it's hard to do all that stuff on top of working a job, on top of,
Taking care of kids,
taking
of pets, of getting groceries, getting
of
gas,
husbands.
wiping your ass.
Exactly. It all adds up. And like, you only have so much time in a day and so much bandwidth to take care of other people on top of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So it is hard. We support you. We got you. And keep doing what you're doing, unless you're not doing good things. Then don't do
Be
those
better.
things. Do the opposite. Either way, we got your back. Next thing on this list is let go of negativity. Avoid dwelling on harmful thoughts or grudges. We're looking at you, Scorpios. Surround yourself with optimistic people and uplifting activities. So, learn to let shit go. Do those bay leaf burning rituals, every day if you need to. Just
You and I were just talking about this, how fucking temporary everything is, and we're just on this little blue planet floating around, and it does not matter.
Nothing matters. TikTok's getting banned. Nothing matters.
Nothing
Trump's
matters.
president again. Nothing
Nothing
matters.
matters.
Nothing matters. Bills. Nothing matters. I'll just stop paying those. It's fine.
We're such a contradiction. We have everything's connected and nothing matters.
We're like, be a better person. Nothing matters. Just fuck everything we say. Don't listen to us.
yeah.
We don't have it all figured out. We're just trying to get by this crazy thing called life. We're all in it together, though. That's the one thing that matters. Like, it's
Not alone.
easy to feel alone when all this shit's going down, but we all have each other. So the Stinas are here for you. Cleopatra coming at you. All right. So next thing is finding the beauty around you. Notice and appreciate the little things like a beautiful flower, laughter, a kind gesture. This simple practice lightens your energy field. Reading books that like sinking your teeth into a good juicy book. Like it's the little things, right?
Like Krampus smut. No.
Slut? Is that what you're into right
No,
now?
I'm not reading that right now. But exactly, like a good book. And it doesn't have to be an earth-shattering, revelational read. It can be for fun.
Yeah.
It can be for fun.
We talked a little bit about this last week, but reading a lot of Francesca Leah Block's book,
Mhm.
Feel My Soul, those kind of like bring back my child, like teenage self when I want to be like kind of like coddled and like just disappear into fantasy and fiction. Everything
Safe
just
place.
out the window. Find your favorite authors. Dive into their books.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. Just escape reality. Nothing matters. It's gonna blow up in like 2 days. Nothing matters. Grounding practices. Walk barefoot outdoors. Hold grounding stones like hematite to anchor yourself in the present moment, or any kind of stone for that matter. Find a good chunk of whatever your favorite stone is and just like hold it in your palm and massage it a little bit. Find those ones that have those little dimples in them. Like Joseph gave us. What is this one? Oh,
Tiger's eye, baby.
the tiger's eye. Yeah, like this little thumb stone. Just thumb it while you're just. It's like a fidget spinner, right? You just like it's good to just get your anxiety out while you're trying to focus on other things. And nobody will know that you're doing it under your desk while you're on a Zoom call, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's that is what I do when I'm trying to, some people call it stemming, but it really helps me focus on the reading. And I'd like to say I have been improved a little bit with the reading, but I also have, his tiger's eye is here, but I have one that's like moss agate.
Yeah.
This is really good for the outdoorsman, the gardener, if you're trying to connect with nature. And while we're sitting here, having a little bit of nature running through you to ground you is also a good idea. So moss agate.
Yeah. I'm sure these little thumb stones come in different kinds of crystals and stones.
Oh, for sure.
I love this little tiger's eye Joseph sent us. It's so pretty.
It is.
Yeah. All right. So then lastly, some of the benefits of aura cleansing. So by incorporating these practices into your routine, you can boost your mood and energy levels, enhance your relationships, protect yourself from external negativity, and cultivate a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. Start by trying 1 or 2 methods and gradually expand your practice as you feel comfortable. With consistent effort, you'll notice a brighter, more vibrant energy field that radiates positivity and balance.
So let's kind of round out this episode by talking about 8 famous aura readers and then a little pop culture, right?
Okay.
All right, so in this article, we're going to take a look at 8 of these most famous aura readers throughout history and explore how they've made contributions to the understanding of energy readings. So I've heard of this one, and this has like a lot of mystery around it. Helena Blavatsky, famous Russian-born spirit medium and clairvoyant who established the Theosophical Society in 1875. She believed that spiritual healing could be used to cleanse an individual's aura, thus allowing them to become more present with their inner selves. Blavatsky was famous for her ability to read auras and interpret what she saw into physical ailments or emotional issues from someone's past. Her writings were credited by many as being a part of the foundation for modern aura reading and have served as inspiration for generations of readers since then. Blavatsky's influence continues today, not just through her work, but also through those who continue to use her teachings on aura cleansing and clairvoyance when advising people on how to improve their lives. With this legacy, it's no wonder that Helena Blavatsky remains one of the most well-known names in history when it comes to aura reading. Moving forward, we're going to explore another renowned figure in this field. So next up, Justina, who is this?
Edgar Cayce, we mentioned him a little earlier on. This says satire is the perfect way to describe Edgar Cayce, one of the most famous aura readers in history. He had an incredible ability to astral travel and clairvoyance that was beyond compare, or at least he seemed to think so. With his mystical powers, it seemed like there was nothing this man couldn't do except maybe resist a good night's sleep.
Oh,
Is that me?
is this you?
Am I Edgar Cayce reincarnated?
Yeah.
He would often fall asleep while giving readings and yet still managed to provide incredibly accurate information that amazed people around the world. His sleeping state made him even more mysterious than before, effortlessly captivating audiences with both his words and presence. All things considered, Edgar Cayce certainly left quite the impression on those who encountered him. Moving on from this legendary figure, let's turn our attention towards another renowned spiritual healer, John of God.
John of God was another famous aura reader. He is known for his divination methods and psychic healing abilities. Born in Brazil in 1942 to a family with strong spiritual beliefs, he soon began exhibiting signs that he had special powers. Throughout the years, he had helped thousands of people heal both physically and spiritually through his work as an energy healer. Yeah, we can say Jesus H was an energy healer, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Helped.
Yeah. Jesus.
Jesus.
He walked on water, he turned water into wine and all that stuff, but didn't he he was able to heal people by
Yeah, he's raising the dead out here. He's curing leprosy and the lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necromancer and a zombie.
Yeah. So John of God's approach combines traditional medicine with alternative therapies such as aromatherapy, music therapy, herbal remedies, and meditation. His unique combination of medical knowledge and intuitive gifts makes him one of the most sought after healers in the world today. He's probably still alive. He was born in 42.
Oh yeah, probably.
People come from all around seeking guidance about their health issues and emotional struggles. With compassion and understanding, he offers them insights into how they can find peace within themselves. From this place of inner harmony comes true healing, physical, mental, and spiritual. In addition to providing individual consultations and treatments, John also leads workshops where he shares his wisdom about the power of intuition and self-care practices. This then brings us to Doreen Virtue, who we've mentioned, Justina has mentioned a few times.
Are you seeing my face right now?
Yeah, she's given the fuck.
Mhm.
So, who I guess we could say was internationally renowned as a clairvoyant medium who specialized in her angel card readings. She had authored more than 50 books about angel spirituality, which have been translated into 25 different languages around the world. Through her teachings, she's helped others learn how to communicate directly with their guardian angels so that they can receive divine guidance in their daily lives.
Yeah, I'm currently giving her the bombastic side eye. I'm going to read what this says first, but then I'm going to get into my own opinion. Yeah. So Doreen Virtue is one of the most famous aura readers in history. She is a spiritual doctor and author who has written many books on psychic development, divination tools, and aura healing. Her oracle decks are very popular. Her work focuses heavily on angelic readings and helping others to access their own divine guidance from their guardian angels. It is believed that she can use her gifts to help people heal emotionally and spiritually through her reading sessions. In addition to providing private consultations for individuals, Doreen Virtue also holds classes teaching people how to hone their intuition so they can better understand themselves and connect with their higher power. Through her works, she helps people learn more about themselves and use this knowledge to live an authentic life true to their soul's purpose. By doing so, she encourages them to trust in the universe as well as have faith in the divine plan for each individual's journey. Transitioning into the next session, but before we do, I don't know how old this article is or where this information was pulled from, but in the past, I want to say in the past maybe 5 to 10 years or so, she actually has denounced all her life's work and went back to Christianity.
That's bananas. That is crazy.
She's denounced all of her oracle decks, angel numbers, any kind of like
metaphysical woo.
Yeah, she's denounced everything, and she made her living and all her millions off of her oracle decks, which is like the most popular thing. I've gifted my mom her oracle decks for like Christmas or whatever, and she's denounced everything. She came out with this like whole like, I don't know, like a manifesto on like why using divination is evil and it's of the devil, and she made a comprehensive list of like all things that are considered of the devil.
That's wild. But if you don't believe in the devil,
it was so
who gives a shit?
ridiculous. Like a lot of people were very upset because like, you know, you follow a spiritual guru for so long, and then they're going to come out one day and say, oh, never mind, don't listen to anything I said, and after you spent all that money on her decks and her books, and you know,
I can see it from both sides. Absolutely. The disappointment of having kind of putting that person on a pedestal, whether it's like a musician or another artist. They say never meet your heroes, right? Probably for that specific reason, but also on her side, how many different people, versions of yourself have you been, different ideals that you've had?
Right.
Like, can you fault her for owning her own truth, quote unquote? You know, I don't know.
I think she was like telling people to like throw her decks away or like don't use them anymore or something, like they're evil. Everything that I've ever taught you guys was evil, so don't listen to it.
Wow.
I don't know. That just rubs me the wrong way.
Icky.
It is icky. Yeah. Whether that's her owning her truth or not. Like, okay, if she felt come back to Jesus, if she felt called to go back to Jesus, that's her. That's not, you know, we have nothing to do with that, and I guess that's up to her. But I mean, like, don't be telling people they're evil.
Exactly. If you just left it there, be like, this is my new way of thinking. Thanks for supporting me, period.
Yeah. Kat Von D recently did the same thing. Like,
I saw that.
Like, I sold all my witch books. I'm following the path of... She was baptized and everything, the whole
I saw that.
thing. And that was pretty bizarre. People, I guess, if they want to follow their path, if they feel called to the path of Jesus, then it's up to them. We have nothing to do with that. But Kat Von D, she was like, I'm not going to tell anybody else what they should practice or preach. And that's commendable. That's respectable. Don't be telling... Like, if you feel called back to Jesus, that's fine. Don't be expecting everybody else to follow you, you know?
Right.
So to each their own, that's all. Just have respect for each other's beliefs, and that's it.
Our next aura reader, her name is Carolyn Myss, or Meese, M-Y-S-S. Although her approach might seem quite different from that of Doreen's, a closer look reveals many similarities between them in terms of their focus on spiritual healing and chakra balancing. Indeed, both women are proponents of using metaphysical techniques such as meditation and visualization to access higher realms of consciousness. And Carolyn's unique contribution lies in her ability to combine scientific research with ancient spiritual knowledge. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hooked. She's developed powerful tools for understanding how energy works within an individual's body-mind system. These include her sacred contracts methods, which help people identify their life path through self-discovery. Ultimately, she enables them to engage more deeply with their intuition and have greater awareness about their energetic landscape. It can be said then that Carolyn offers a refreshing alternative when it comes to exploring one's personal journey and connecting with deeper levels of meaning and purpose. I want to know more about how she melds scientific research with ancient spiritual knowledge. That's interesting. It doesn't elaborate more.
No, it doesn't. Maybe we could put her on like our list to deep dive on eventually later on. Hold on, I gotta throw this to him. All right, the next one on this list, Manly Palmer Hall. So Manly Palmer Hall was one of the most influential philosophers. Died in 1990. So
He was
this
100?
this is pretty close to, yeah, he was born 1901. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's a long life. It says he was one of the most influential philosophers, authors, lecturers, and mystics of the 20th century. Despite not being known primarily as an aura reader, his contribution to the field of esoteric and spiritual knowledge, including the understanding of auras and human energy fields, is significant and deserves acknowledgement. Hall was born in 1901 in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, and moved to Los Angeles, California at a young age. He had a keen interest in the occult and mystical knowledge, which led him to become a prolific writer and speaker on these topics. His works cover a wide range of areas, including astrology, tarot, alchemy, reincarnation, Kabbalah, and aura interpretation.
Can you imagine California in the early 1900s? That's still Victorian era until like 1906, 07.
True.
We're talking cowboys and shit.
True, no one's like riding around in like drop tops down the Sunset Strip,
Top down, guns out.
Hall's magnum opus, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, is considered a classic in the field of esoteric wisdom. The book is a comprehensive exploration of ancient occult and esoteric traditions from around the world. While it doesn't focus exclusively on aura reading, it offers valuable insights into the aura's role in these traditions. Hall's teachings on the aura are primarily concerned with understanding it in the context of the universal energy field. He taught that the aura is a reflection of an individual's spiritual, mental, and emotional health, and that by studying the aura, one could gain insight into these aspects of an individual's life. In Hall's view, the aura is not merely a passive energy field, but an active and dynamic aspect of the individual that can be influenced and shaped through spiritual practices. He also believed that the aura could serve as a bridge between the individual and the higher spiritual realities, a concept that has significantly influenced modern aura reading practices. Although Hall was not an aura reader in the traditional sense, his teachings have had a profound impact on how the aura is understood and interpreted. His emphasis on the spiritual and metaphysical aspects of the aura, as well as his broad and inclusive approach to esoteric wisdom, have been influential in shaping contemporary practices of aura reading and energy healing.
Fascinating. Next, we have Alice A. Bailey, and she was one of the most renowned aura readers known worldwide. First, I'm hearing about her, but she was born in 1880. Bailey was an English writer and theosophist who became widely recognized for her contribution to spiritual and philosophical thoughts. While she may not have been an aura reader in the traditional sense, her teachings and writings have significantly influenced the field of esoteric and metaphysics, including the concept of aura readings. Bailey's work was mainly focused on the area of human evolution, spiritual principles and laws, and spiritual reality. She provided profound insights into the nature of the human aura, considering it as an energy field that reveals one's spiritual, mental, and emotional health. Bailey suggested that every individual's aura is a reflection of their personal energy and can be read or interpreted to understand the person's overall well-being. She authored 24 books on various esoteric subjects, most of which were reportedly written through a process known as telepathic dictation from a spiritual entity known as Dwal Khal. Her writings contain detailed descriptions of the energy body, comparing it to a luminous aura that surrounds and interpenetrates the physical body and is in constant motion. Bailey's teachings emphasized the importance of meditation and service to humanity as methods of spiritual growth. She founded the Arcane School, an institution that provides training in meditation and the study of spiritual principles and laws. Her work is continued by Lucis Trust, a nonprofit organization she established. Bailey's contributions to the interpretations of auras, spiritual growth, and the human consciousness have made a significant impact on the global metaphysical community. Her teachings continue to guide aura readers and spiritual seekers around the world.
So there's one more person on this list before we get into some pop culture. So this last one is Jean Dixon. And Jean Dixon was one of the most famous aura readers, psychics, and astrologers of the 20th century. Born on January 5th, 1904 in Wisconsin, USA, she gained worldwide recognition for her psychic abilities and prediction. Dixon was not only renowned for her aura reading abilities, but also her prophetic visions, which she claimed were gifts from God. One of her most notable predictions was the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, which she claimed to have predicted 8 years before it happened. This prediction catapulted her to fame, and she became a sought-after figure by many influential personalities, including politicians and Hollywood stars, who sought her psychic insights and aura readings. Dixon Hoffman was said to have this gift, and many of her clients reported that she could describe their aura in great detail, often revealing aspects of their character, emotional state, and physical health. Dixon's aura readings were often linked to her predictive abilities, as she believed that an individual's aura could provide insights into their future. This was a unique aspect of her practice that differentiated her from other aura readers and psychics of her time. She passed away on January 25th, 1997, but her legacy lives on. Her aura readings and psychic predictions continue to be studied and admired by many. Her life and work remain a testament to the fascinating world of aura reading and psychic phenomena.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, as far as pop culture goes, aura is a term in sports culture. Did you know this?
No, what?
I didn't know this either. I think I've heard Eric talking about this before. He plays football.
Oh.
But in sports culture, especially in basketball, not football, sorry. In basketball, the term aura is used to describe a player's presence on the court. A player with, quote, aura is a player who makes big plays and excites fans.
Okay.
Also, there is something called aura points. I think it was a trend on TikTok.
I've never heard of it.
It's basically a playful, or the Gen Z way, to measure someone's, quote, coolness or social confidence, where users either gain or lose points based on their actions, essentially acting as a subjective ranking on how cool someone's vibe is perceived to be. Doing something considered cool or confident, it earns you aura points, while doing something cringeworthy loses them.
Oh no. Okay.
So I don't know if you've ever seen like the cringe challenges. No?
No.
Oh, I love the cringe. Those are funny.
You gotta send them to me before the end of the week.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe TikTok's leaving. Anyway, yeah, so how to gain points, do something cool and confident. How to lose points, do something cringe, like a dad joke, pretty cringe.
Yeah.
An impression of somebody cringe is also cringe, so that's a way to lose some aura points.
Pretty cringe.
Yeah. There are some movies where auras are depicted, like The Matrix. So the, quote, the One character, Neo, is often shown with a glowing aura when using his heightened abilities. In The Sixth Sense, the character Malcolm Crowe, who is unknowingly dead, is sometimes shown with a faint blue aura. Carrie White's telekinetic powers are often accompanied by a distorted, flickering aura around her. In X-Men, mutants with powerful abilities like Professor X and Magneto are often depicted with visible auras representing their psychic energy. And The Shining, the Hotel Sinister presence is sometimes visualized with a ghostly, eerie aura in certain scenes.
Interesting.
And another one that I thought it was like Care Bears. I don't know, the Care Bear stare when they shoot the rainbow out of their stomachs. Would that be considered an aura? They fight negativity with their Care Bear stare with those lights that come out of their stomachs. So I'm wondering if they like banish negativity with their Care Bear auras.
Okay. I could follow that.
They're like high vibe, right?
High vibe. Mm-hmm.
So they're killing the Maloikyo, the bad juju, with the Care Bear stare. Yeah. Yeah.
And then this one you mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite one in Almost Famous, when she says, "Your aura is purple, it's purple." Yeah.
This is the mom. I'm gonna play it real quick.
Yeah, play it. You gonna share screen?
Yes.
William! Legendary original Band-Aids. She's clairvoyant. Oh, I can't read your mind or anything. I mean, I pick up things here and there. Estrella says hi. She says I can stay in your room.
Sure.
Great! Wow, your aura is really fantastic. It's this beautiful
I love you.
purple color.
I missed the last thing you said.
Your aura is purple.
I love you.
What?
Purple. It's purple.
Oh, what?
Your aura is purple.
Such a good movie.
Wow.
That's Frances McDermott.
I have not seen that movie since I was like 15.
Oh, God, it's so good. What's the name of the band? It's like something
Me?
something dog, or wait,
White Stallions.
what's the song in Almost Famous? It's like something dog. Fever Dog. It's Fever Dog.
You're wild.
I love that soundtrack is great. It's like all the old 70s hippie music.
Man.
So good, so good. Yeah, they got some Led Zeppelin, some Elton John on there, David Bowie.
I just like her. Doesn't she have like a very brown, furry trench coat duster kind of thing?
Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Penny Lane, yeah. Yeah.
I've seen that coat more than once at a thrift store, and I'm so
Yeah.
tempted to get it.
There's a quote from that movie. What is Penny Lane's quote? I can't remember it off the top. It's been a while since I've seen it too.
And a na 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 na. Doesn't she say
She
it?
goes, yeah, she's like, I always tell the girls, never take it seriously. If you never take it seriously, you never get hurt. You always have fun. And if you ever get lonely, just go to the record store and visit your friends. I probably botched that, but it's like something along those lines. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Such a good movie. If you're a music lover, must see it. That is all we have for you guys today. Just a reminder, you can check out all of the sources pertaining to today's episode via our hero page. The link is in our show notes. And thanks again to our patron and Palmiers for creating this app and keeping creators like us organized. If you guys do want to support the podcast on Patreon, you can support us for as little as $1 a month. That's our seedling tier, and that gets you access to our patron-only polls where you get to weigh in on what topics you would like us to talk about next. It also gets you our monthly calendar so you can see what topics we have coming up for the month, and it also gets you a welcome shout out on the show. Our $3 Lavender Bud tier gets you our show notes for each episode in an aesthetically pleasing PDF, our after hours posts, if there's any extra tidbits or behind the scenes info pertaining to any of our episodes. We'll post those along with a blog post or extra photos, and access to our specially curated Spotify playlists. We have created playlists for our WMSR episodes as well as Production Dream playlists for each song episode, and more. Our $5 Lilac tier gets you access to our private Facebook community where we host a monthly live stream. Plus, you'll get access to our Discord server where we host our monthly watch parties. And also on the Discord, you can join in on the discussion with other Magnolia Street neighbors via the various interesting channels and threads. And then here's the $8 Rose tier. This gets you access to extra audio-visual content such as a once a month full-length video episode, unlimited bonus videos, uncut footage, cutting room floor footage, bloopers, outtakes, meditations, exclusive interviews, and old home videos from the vault, or spell or ritual videos, and more. It also gets you bonus content to coincide with our song-episodes, such as full-length demo streams of our original Practical Magic inspired music, plus lyric sheets, guitar chords, and original scratch demos, or bonus video performances of our songs and more. Lastly, we have our $15 Wisteria Vine tier. Just like a twisting Wisteria Vine, there's a way for you to stay connected with us, the Stinas. In this tier, we invite you to join our private Marco Polo video messaging app. The app is totally free for both Android and iOS. Sign up with your phone number or email, and we will help you do the rest. This is a great way to chat with each other in a more intimate group setting, face-to-face via video recording. We love to show each other our pets, our gardens, or anything else you'd like to share. And just a reminder that the higher the tier you sign up under, the more rewards you get, because you get all of the rewards of the tiers below it. You can upgrade or downgrade or even cancel at any time. So to support the podcast, head to patreon.com/Magnolia Street Podcast.
Yeah, and there are additional ways to support us and our podcast that don't cost you any money. If you do listen on Spotify, please give us a star rating. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a written review. We love sharing those on our Instagram. And if you're on Instagram, we would really appreciate any reposts or blurbs about our podcast. And make sure to tag us at Magnolia Street Podcast in your feed, posts, stories, and share us with your Practical Magic loving friends. All right.
I think that's all we have on the auras for today.
That is it.
I'm sure we could have gone further down that rabbit hole, but I think that was a decent little chunk of information.
We go very deep sometimes, but this is, I feel like the Claires, you could get lost on this if you don't break it up. So maybe later on, if there's like a more specific thing that comes up, we can always revisit.
Yeah. And I mean, this like technically, I guess you can consider auras like a type of clair because it is connected with clairvoyance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing things before, you know, they're in the impending
before
whatever
they're like presented to you verbally.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. We got merch over on our Teespring. You can find all the links for all of our socials over on our Instagram and our link tree. If you want to contact us, you can go over there, leave us a comment, or send us an email, magnoliastreetpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. And don't forget to leave us a star rating or written rating and written review. And we would love to put that over on our Insta. We got a hair episode coming up.
That one's going to be cool. Yeah.
That one's going to be fun.
We'll see what else the month brings.
We'll see what else the month brings. Right.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Okay. I'm going to go make some pasta.
I'm having pizza.
Ooh, pizza. All right, man.
Hey, man. Good seeing you.
All right. I'm Justina.
I'm Christina.
And we'll see you next time.
At the house on Magnolia Street, would you